Mm,
Trying to focus on. It's gonna be an annoying ass 7 hour ride with this shit.
ooh.
All right, I'm posting the
How
link.
how long is it? How long of a ride is it for you, Redpick?
It'll be 5.
Uh, what you mean, Nick?
Testing. Everybody test your mics. Testing.
You're
The
Hello,
right
hello.
road, the right price every day. Academy.
What's good?
What's that Burger King one that everybody fuck with now?
Um, la-
No, I don't, sir.
Can't let her see this one.
Yes, sir. I had to get the people in here for a minute. How y'all doing? In chat?
Hey, yes, sir. We gonna edit that part out. I hope the intro is running when I say that.
Yeah, it was.
Fire.
Kiso, what up? Kiso in the
Escape
chat.
death.
Madman,
Yes,
Tornadactyl, what's up?
sir.
Episode
Escape
3.
death.
We here. This ain't gonna be no long episode. We just talking about Ant-Man. We all saw Ant-Man over the weekend. Got some thoughts on the MCU. And then we gonna see how I go from there, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get it started. But today what we gonna do, we got Red Pig. He's gonna run off the topics for us, get the conversation started, and then we just gonna go from there.
Yes, sir.
So Red Pig, go ahead and kick us off with the first topic, man.
All right. We're gonna talk about our thoughts on Ant-Man 2 Quantum first. What the fuck it's called?
Sir, what's the name of the movie, sir?
What is the name? Quantumanium? Is it a name?
Yeah,
Quantumanium. Ant-Man 2, nigga. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right.
pretty much. Yeah.
It got a poor, critical response, but the audience fuck with it. So how y'all feel about it?
Did you see why? What were they complaining about? I didn't read any reviews, bro.
They didn't like the story. I don't know.
Well, the biggest thing I heard was like CG was bad, which I don't think it was bad, and like they didn't like the first quarter of the movie or something like that. I don't know. It was a lot of mixed reviews.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
did
They
they
complained
talk
about.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, they complained about the story, and they complained about it being small scale, which each Ant-Man movie is kind of small scale. And well, the CGI wasn't the best, but they was acting like it was so bad. But seeing the news that just came out about the CG artists, the VFX artists complaining about they were crunched and were shorthanded, you could see why them issues.
Now, was there any specific point in the movie where y'all said, "Oh God, that CGI"? Because I remember this bad CGI for me really started with the Doctor Strange movie, where there was
Yeah.
entire cityscapes,
Yeah.
like when he went through those multiple worlds real quick, and it was flipping from the paint world to the cartoon world to the alien world. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, like
okay,
that.
I was like, they're literally standing on a little platform in front of a green screen. Like, this don't even look believable.
See,
CW level of CGI.
that's
And
what I ain't gonna lie. When Ant-Man, remember when they first get into the Quantumverse?
that didn't look bad to me though.
That didn't look like they were standing
Yeah,
in front of green screen to you.
no,
That-
I thought it looked good. Like I don't. It's not like it's mimicking real world stuff. So to me, it looked fine. Like
It looks like it's standing in front of one of those virtual production.
I thought it was fine.
I saw it
the only
3D
time
too.
I thought it was bad is when they did some close-ups of MODOK.
But
And that's
MODOK
the
is
thing, and yeah, MODOK's texture on the top of his face, and see, I thought it was purposely meant to be comedically bad, but then again, on this level, those facial animations, like
It looks
right.
like
it just looks
Photoshop.
squished, like it looks stretched out. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah,
Photoshop.
that's what I was saying before last week when we did. I was like, yo, I think that's on purpose. Like they're doing that because they're trying to make him a gag character.
Right, but I mean, there had to have been. It's almost like the aspect ratio on it was bad. Like we see in his face, his eyes, his mouth, his nose, all that, but it looked like it was squished a little bit. Um, Yeah, so for me, I didn't feel like the CGI was terrible. The only time, because I'm a stickler for it, as y'all can see, but the only time that I truly felt like, "Ugh, okay, was when a scene that y'all probably remember. Remember when the mom, when they first landed, and then that Oregon Trail of aliens came and stopped and looked at them
Yeah.
when she walked up to him. So when I look at movies, I always look at the feet. I always look at the pause, but I always look at the feet to see what
Yeah.
the CGI looks and how well it's blending into the background, right? I think Wonton spoke last episode about the technology they use that pretty much they can put they used it for Dune, right? They put sand on the ground and then the entire world is mimicking that texture, right,
Yeah.
Wonton?
You talking about the volume? Yeah, they used it for
Volume, right,
a lot of
right.
movies now.
So I was looking at that to see, like, okay, I wonder if the ground looks like actual flaky and stuff as she's walking on it, but it legit looked like on some they like they pasted her on the floor as she was walking. But other than that, I felt like the CGI was a bigger step up from the
Mhm.
multiverse. Not multiverse, the what was the
Doctor
goddamn
Strange.
what was that movie titled?
Yeah,
What
Doctor
Was it
Strange?
Love and
Oh,
Thunder?
Multiverse of Madness.
yeah, whatever it was, that
Yeah, Doctor
CGI,
Strange.
that was what everyone. I think that was the other than the floating head for Iron Man, that was the most egregious CGI in any Marvel movie to date, in my opinion. Like that CGI
Mm,
was trash, nigga. Like
Someone told me this movie is Fantastic Four part. Like, if this is basically Fantastic Four, I kind of agree.
why you say that?
Alex, I think there's one film which had worse CGI, and that wasn't Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, which parts though? Like with the
The
goat?
talking
kid
about
with the
dude
kid with the kid.
with the eye on
Yeah, the
The
float head, the
helmet,
kid with the float
the
head.
battle scene, so
Yeah.
many, the goats. There's so much in that film that's
Yeah,
I think Eternals had bad CGI with the deviants.
Nah,
I don't think
you
that looked
tripping.
good.
You tripping.
I don't think that looked good.
Nah, you
That's
tripping.
probably the best looking, one of the best looking Marvel movies visually.
Eternals to me
Eternals.
still is
One
some
of
of
the
the best
best looking
visual
Marvel
effects in MCU to date.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know about that.
You don't think
They
so?
tried-
They put a lot of money into that. That was supposed to be
I
an
they
know
tried
Oscar
to
that-
copy
movie.
DC and failed.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the Oscar baby.
I still think Infinity War got the best one.
Yeah, Endgame, Infinity War. Yeah,
Like Endgame, I don't know about that. Well, Endgame at the end, there were certain parts of Endgame I'm like, yeah, this is peak CGI. And then there's other parts in the movie like, yeah, y'all definitely skimped out on the budget here. But it's a big movie. I don't really blame them.
what was interesting was in that article you were talking about, Red Pig. They
Yeah.
said that all the efforts went to Black Panther.
yeah. They say
Which was
Oh my God.
the priority went to Wakanda Forever.
They
Which
sure?
Which was interesting because I mean, other than the underwater scene, I
That
didn't
was-
CGI
feel
was
like
mid.
I didn't feel like Black Panther did anything crazy with the CGI other than the
It
nigga
didn't.
flying around kicking the
It was
air.
it was acceptable. Like nothing to complain about.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looked
like,
better
it
than the
didn't
first
really-
Black Panther, but that's
Bro,
But
Black
that's not low bar. It's a low bar to clear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn,
that's a low bar.
Black Panther has always, to me, felt like on the cheaper spectrum of Marvel. Like it's
Yeah.
literally a nigga in a suit. It's almost like it's not like the Iron Man suit where it got so technical, not technical, but it got so
All these
deep. They
intricate
had to
parts and
CGI, right? They had to CGI everything because everything's moving. It's not like Thor. Thor, other than his stomach, I mean, that's a costume, right? Black Adam, although CGI, I mean, it was a costume. So Black Panther, other than the suit on the girl and the blue people, I was like, where did the money go?
Unless they're talking about Riri's suit, and Riri's suit did not look good.
Did not look that great. It was
yeah,
the
it didn't
rubber
look that
band.
good.
It was that rubber
Yeah.
band effect, like from the Matrix.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that's a true thing then, because maybe they're putting it towards other movies, or maybe the visual effects got stretched out to the TV shows. Because
Yeah,
remember, She-Hulk.
Oh, it definitely did. It definitely.
we gonna touch on that later.
Yeah, that's
we're gonna touch on that later.
Yeah.
That's a whole another topic.
You know what's
So
crazy?
go
Oh,
ahead.
I was gonna say I don't mind, and you'll see it because I'm gonna go see it just because I want to see how I've gotten to where I'm trying not to look at movies and start off with my cons list. I'm trying to appreciate it for what they did. But you're gonna see in that Indiana Jones movie, even in the trailer, that nigga whole head to his toe was CGI. Did y'all see the scene where he's on the motorcycle and the horse in the trailer?
We talking about
Yeah, but they
Harrison
also
Ford.
they de-aged him for that movie too. He got some de-aging in some of those scenes.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
because he has to be younger. I don't mind when movies. I'll give a good example. When Spider-Man with the how many? It's so many Spider-Mans. So many Marvel movies. I forget the names of them. The one where all three of them were in there.
No Way Home.
No Way Home. There was a scene when the Green Goblin was fighting Peter Parker, and he was having a rubber band man effect when he was smashing them through the floors, where he was like throwing them this and that. It was a little rubber band man effect, but it didn't look crazy, right? It
But
didn't look
what's funny
cheesy.
about that part is that was mostly practical effects. If you watched behind the
Yeah,
scenes,
even when he's on the little the little hover thing, right?
yeah, the
They're able to
hoverboard.
blend it well. But in these movies like Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, it's literally all CGI.
Yeah,
All
there's
of
not
it.
enough practical effect use.
And you can't cheap out on that. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like so it's really obvious, especially when it's on the big screen and not everyone like I don't live in a city that has 4D. We have like the XD whatever the freak, but
no
it's just cheap
4DX.
3D. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we don't have all those super extreme theaters where y'all feeling the rumble in the chairs and y'all got people spitting on you when there's water on the screen. We don't have that, right?
Right.
So I don't know if it's the projector or I don't know if it's the quality of the theater that I go to. But y'all tell me, did the corners of the screen be blurry for y'all in these Marvel movies? Like the CGI literally is blurry for me.
Well, I think it depends on the projector. So when I see movies in Cinemark
Yeah,
XD, I
that's where
don't
I
see
go.
that shit. I don't see it. But
Really?
I was in a 3D one though. I didn't see it in 3D XD. But if I go and watch a Marvel movie and like a regular projector, like a non XD or whatever,
Yeah.
there is blurred edges around the corner. But I think that's because the projector they use is just not that
Yeah,
great.
it's like shitty cheap. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I see the
Then maybe
Adobe or
that's what
nothing.
it is. Because
because on my
I've been feeling
TV, it's
that
not
way.
like that.
Bro, I've been feeling that way for the past few years about Marvel movie. I would come in here and be like, bro, this shit is blurry, but I guess it's just the quality of the
Oh,
theater.
I
Yeah,
know why too. I know why. Because look,
y'all don't have
they shoot in
Adobe?
IMAX. I do. They shoot in IMAX, the IMAX thing they have on Disney Plus, and they have to like downsize it. So if
Mm,
your theater doesn't have the IMAX, they're actually doing some temporal thing and
Yeah,
shrinking it to fit to the other. That's why it's probably
it's a
blurry.
different aspect
ah,
ratio.
Yeah.
well, shoot, they've
It
been
was like
freaking up my viewing experience because I
so they're
noticed that,
scrunching
bro.
it together. Yeah,
It's like
And
and plus when you play video games too, when all you look at you're literally all looking at computer generated images. Why did I just say the whole thing of CGI? When all we look at is CGI, you remember when we all went to go see Avatar except for one time and we
yeah.
noticed
yeah,
when the frame drops? We notice shit like that. Casual people not gonna notice the frame drop in an action scene, right? So for me, I'm seeing all that shit and it's like bothering me. Like it literally makes my skin itch when I notice that.
I think because we also play games too, shit
Yeah.
like that's so noticeable for us compared to other people who don't or
Mm.
Right,
don't do like high frame rate. They're like, oh, what's
right.
going
We
on?
noticed it
But to me,
switch
we're
and
like,
shit.
oh,
Yeah.
because I know this have an avatar, but I'm like, yeah, this is definitely 60 frames for some animations, and some it's not 60. You can
24.
tell.
Yeah,
Yeah, IMAX enhanced. That's what they call it. So in Disney Plus, you don't like they're shot at IMAX enhanced, but not every theater has like the projector to shoot it. So you'll see this ugly black bar, or what they do to shrink the black bar is they try to cut it off with the projector, and then that's why it's like blurred around the edges.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right, all right.
what
Hey,
could I ask? How's the
oh, go ahead.
story?
I mean it's a
Story.
setup. It's a
Oh,
setup to the
Oh,
rest of Phase Five to me. Like,
hold on. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that.
oh, okay,
oh,
okay.
cool.
All right, all right. Since Bucky here, Bucky here. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm here.
All right. What's up? Give us your overall thoughts on Ant-Man 2.
Overall, kind of based on what was going on in Phase 4, I wasn't too excited. I was excited to see Jonathan Majors as Kang. I wasn't too excited. Then when I saw the reviews, it was very mixed. The typical type of shit. You see the typical outlets that every time a Marvel movie drops, spectacular, the best one yet. It was like, all right, I know what y'all doing. But when I started seeing people like Jeremy Johns, I referenced him on the last time I was on here. I really respect his opinion, saying that good time if you're drunk. I got a little worried. But once I watched it, it wasn't as bad as some people were saying. Some people were making it sound like it was fucking terrible. Like it was, Thor: Love and Thunder bad. It wasn't that at all.
Now when you say that,
if
you
I were
mean
to start,
the dialogue or the comedy?
the comedy didn't really bother me too much. I expected that from Ant-Man. Thor: Love and Thunder, it was way over the top. It was way over the top. Like they saw Ragnarok work. I love Thor Ragnarok, and they just doubled and tripled down to the point to where it's like, all right. And then the way that movie was marketed, and you had Gore the God Butcher. I know this ain't about Love and Thunder. I was excited for Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher.
Mm-hmm.
So to see the way that movie was marketed, and he to come in there, and for them to just like completely turn it into a slapstick fucking Happy Madison, Adam Sandler
rom-com
out of production was just fucking infuriating.
Saw that man for 8 minutes, the whole movie.
Yeah, it was just bad. It was just bad. Quantumania, just if I'm giving a score off top, I would say 6 out of 10. That's solid movie, enjoyable, entertaining. My biggest problems with the movie are the way the ending of the movie pissed me off. That final sequence, that last 20 to 30 minutes really, really pissed me off. They smoked it with Kang. The opening with him and Janet, and they're sitting there, they're building rapport, building a relationship and shit like that. You get to see this whole different side of Kang. As the movie goes on, they build him up to be this menacing motherfucker with one little flick of the finger. He's pushing people across the room, fucking up Ant-Man and the Wasp. And all of a sudden, the last 30 minutes of the movie, this motherfucker's going hand to hand with Scott. Like, come on, dog. Come on, man.
Bro, he struggled with fighting with freaking Ant-Man, bro.
Like, come on, dog.
Well, I think because the ants the advanced ants kind of help destroy a lot of his stuff.
Yo,
so, and he still beat the shit up.
Thanos would never.
That's fact.
But that's why I was trying to tell Wonton though, like Kang is not like a Thanos level fighter. Like he got
that's
technology.
what they're building him up to be. That's what they've been hyping him up for. And all the marketing, every time you hear Kevin Feige speak, oh, he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. They've been building him up for that. So don't build him up for that and then get his ass whooped by some.
Well, that's the thing. There's only one. Go ahead.
Go ahead. So you got it.
I was gonna say there's only one Thanos. With Kang, even at that final scene, we saw like an Egyptian type. But then when they made the whole where you see the audience, it was a bunch of niggas dressed like him. So
it was all variants. Those were all
right. So my question was, we see the variant in Loki, right? At the end of Loki, I remember the variant we saw from him was on some like,
He Who Remains.
He Who Remains, right? He didn't seem like it was more of a threatening nature that he knows how bad it's gonna get. The thing that pissed me off with, like you said, the way they put him in, it was, oh, he's with Janet, he's smart, he's super, super smart. He said that he got kicked out by all the other ones. Or the other 4 or the 5. Like there's a specific
Yeah.
You said what?
He got exiled. He got exiled.
He got exiled, right? But he made it seem like because it was like some clash and these niggas took me over, I couldn't fight them all. I mean, this nigga weak. Like it seemed to me that this variant is the super, super smart one, right? Like this version of him is like Eon's intellect, right? Because when he got his suit broken, I'm like, okay, so does he have powers or not? Is he Iron Man or not?
So his comic origins like this. He's from like the 30th century. So his technology is like Doctor Doom like level, but like a lot farther on. Like we don't know who he's descendant of, but in the comics he's either descendant of Nathaniel Richards or he's descendant of Doctor Doom. And both of those dudes are pretty smart. So he has technology that are like tens of thousands of years ahead of anything they have right now. But the problem is like he doesn't have any powers to himself. He's just super smart.
And that's he's variant of them or all of them?
So all of them are time travelers. Every single one of them. It's just that they all met up together and it was like, all right, let's combine us all our minds together, and that'll be better than us being by ourselves. Because they're gonna go more to his character in Loki, because the dude basically there's an answer for everything where he's from. The time he's from, like any problem that comes up, there's technology that can solve it. His issue is he does not like that. He wants to go and be adventurous. He wants problems where other people can't solve. That's the reason why he went back in the past and like try to conquer other stuff, because the future is so boring for him.
Yeah.
So, but his technology makes it kind of like an oxymoron, because he's using the technology from the future to conquer these people in the past, which is kind of easy for him. So all of them got the technology. It's just that the ones in the past, the other variants went to other points in time, and that's why you see the Egyptian one, or you see the futuristic one, or you see like the one that's like present time. Each one of them went to a different time and took over that certain amount, that time period.
And I hear all that. My main point is, yo, don't hype this man up to be the next fucking Thanos, the next big bad, the motherfucker who's gonna be the villain throughout Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, only for us to see him get his ass handed to him by Ant-Man in the first movie.
Yeah, how can he be getting his ass handed in his first big screen intro?
I don't think he got his ass beat. He beat the shot out of, like, Ant-Man. He did beat Ant-Man. He beat the fuck out of him. Ant-Man didn't really get any hits on him. And yeah, it was a fist fight. Ant-Man just ended up like fucking his plans up, but I don't think he got like his ass beat. Like Ant-Man really wasn't doing shit to him.
Compare that, and I understand it's not fair. They're two completely different characters, but the standards that Kevin Feige and the MCU has set for this, for Jonathan Majors and Kang the Conqueror, they go watch all the interviews. They all stand up. He is the next Thanos. He is the next one, the next big bad. Our first true real introduction was Thanos was him tearing up that damn ship. He beat the Hulk ass so bad we ain't see that nigga for what, 3 movies?
But I think
he got the DJ Paul arm now.
Yeah, I think if they started off like that, then he's the Thanos again. I think they have to build his character in a different way than they did Thanos, or people are gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
why are we doing Thanos again?
They could have ended it with that machine blowing up and him going wherever he went, because I think it's gonna ultimately be another. You remember in the first Ant-Man when with the Corey Stoll's character, what the hell was his name in the first one? Yellow Jacket. How he ended up going to the quantum realm. I think it's something similar. There's another realm beyond the quantum realm. I think ultimately this version of Kang we saw is going to become the Beyonder, and he's going to be the villain.
I just put that in the spoiler chat like a week ago when I watched it. Yeah, he's going to become the Beyonder. That's what I think is going to happen. He's going to go to the Beyond verse. Yeah.
So I wouldn't have had a problem with them doing that, with them exploding that machine and him disappearing. I just think there could have been a much better way to do that, to where he didn't come off as weak enough to where Ant-Man and the Wasp can go toe-to-toe and get that done. I understand all. So stupid to me. That's another problem I had with the movie, the inconsistency amongst time and the quantum realm from what we've seen thus far. And I don't know, maybe there was something I missed in the previous movie that could have explained it away, but or maybe their whole logic is to just have no logic at all, and they just kind of take the little crux of saying, yo, it's the quantum realm. Oh, time just works funny. There is no rhyme or reason to time.
Where Scott was, it was different. So when in the last movie where she sent Scott, where Scott got trapped, he wasn't that deep with a quantum realm where time was moving. He was in a time vortex. That's why he didn't age.
No.
But so what about the ants? What about the ants that fucking went 3,000 years of development?
The ants went deeper. No, the ants went deeper. They said the ants to go deeper. They sent Scott to like the base level.
Oh no, bro! I think it was more than 3,000. I thought it was like 30 million. Like it was way.
It was. They sent the ants way farther than they did Scott.
Yeah,
and Ant-Man 2.
They went so far that they knew how to get back and find them.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair to Kang, Thanos has been quite incompetent throughout the few phases. He always like let other people do it, and then finally he went and did it himself when he should have done that in the first place. So like, I mean, it's not like Thanos had a flawless, sweep of what he did. He like failed multiple times, and he made silly mistakes.
Well, Thanos kind of waited for people to die. Like he waited for the Ancient One to go away.
Or did he just plan smart? Did he not think things through and leave things in the hands of like Loki's a child. He's a man child. Like, why would you leave Loki to do something like that? You know what I'm saying?
My thing is like Yeah, the MCU made Loki look kind of incompetent, but like I'm gonna go back to the comics. These dudes in the comics are not like stupid, and the MCU, for the sake of jokes, kind of made these guys kind of dumb. But like, I think Thanos' main reason for not going for himself. Also, you don't want to start the series off. Oh shit, big bad dude fucking everybody up. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he waited. He waited for Odin to die. He waited for Ancient One to die. He waited for like what's like Goose father, Peter Quill's dad. He waited for that guy to die too, and then he was okay. All these threats are out my way. I can go and do this. Like I can go and just take over right now. I think Kang is different. Kang is like he's in a place where the Avengers are kind of phasing out, and there's a new like Avenger thing coming in. There's a new team, so we have to see him build up. Maybe we have to see him build his threat up. Because Thanos' name, when they dropped his name, everyone was scared of the dude. No one in the universe right now knows who Kang is outside of Janet. So I think they need to build him
and
up.
Loki.
And
And
that
Loki.
reminded me when you mentioned when you brought up the Avengers. That's another thing that reminds me that just kind of goes to my point about the movie and the way in which Ant-Man and the Wasp seemingly, yeah, you could say they got the ass whooped, but they hung with him. They hung with him. That's like if I ran into John Jones on the street, I'm gonna get fucked up. But if I get some licks in and this motherfucker walks away with a black eye, you're like,
Look
damn,
bad, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But when they first ran into each other, he goes, "Have I killed you before? You're the one with the hammer, right?" Insinuating that he killed Thor.
Oh yeah,
Who is
yep.
harder? Yeah, who is harder than
No, he did
Ant-Man?
say, he said I've killed so many Avengers
And
in the movie.
and he said that as if as if that specific variant of Kang is the one who did that, is the way he phrased it and the way he positioned that. So to see him at the end like that, I find it very hard to believe that that same Kang went through all these different realities and in different universes, killing Avengers left and right. That's not the Kang that they gave us. Based on how I love the way they build him up, I loved everything about Kang up until that final battle.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is, I felt like I think a lot of people thought that Ant-Man was going to lose in this movie, like going into, oh, this definitely going to die or something, or someone's going to end up. I thought Hank Pym was done. I thought, yeah, one of these dudes are going to die.
Gonna die. Yeah.
And no one really died. And that's the thing with Marvel; they don't really give consequences to the heroes until the final phases of the like or final movies of the phase.
Yeah.
And I think they should probably change that because there's no stakes. And I think that's one criticism you can have for the movie. Like Ant-Man 1, no one really died. Important really died. It just was like a good starting off point. All right, we're gonna branch off. This is where the Loki intersects with the rest of the show, and this is how we're gonna start Phase 5 on. But I wish there was more stakes. Yeah.
On top of that, I think this is the first time that they've tried to humanize a villain. With Thanos, the only thing you could say was, he's trying to help by decreasing the population so that we can have more for everyone else or whatever. The only time you ever felt bad for Thanos, ironically enough, was right before he got his head chopped off. Because he was sitting in a little hut. He wasn't bothering nobody. He was just chilling. That's the
Alex,
only time. That's the only time that you went, damn, okay.
The one time I did that was in Infinity War when he threw Gamora off the cliff, and you realized in that moment that this dude actually does have feelings. You saw in his face, dude's crying,
that's what I
and
was
it's like
about
he is so dedicated to his mission that he's willing to sacrifice his daughter, who he seemingly truly loved. And that's the one moment I felt bad for Thanos. I was like, damn, this dude is so obsessed with this mission that he's willing to sacrifice everything. And then we saw it again when he snapped his fingers and he talks to baby Gamora, young Gamora, and said it cost him everything. That's the moment I felt bad for him.
And with Kang, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, and with Kang, we see him in Loki. This nigga is just happy to see somebody. He just feel like he a prisoner of his own mind. He just want to fix it and all that. I think what they're really trying to do is just make it to where it's not so black and white. Oh, it's a big baddie. We gotta beat him. I think they're trying to make the audience root for the bad guy for once.
Yeah, like Kang in the comics is like he's been an anti-hero, he's been a hero, like he saved like the world before. Like he's a villain like originally, but he's hopped around. Like his variants are like really complex. Like he's not like I want destruction for the sake of destruction type of dude. He's a dude that thinks, and his plans and machinations always have something else, but always a deeper meaning to it. It's like Doctor Doom. Like that's how I was like, damn. I hope they kind of bring Doctor Doom in as a good foil to his character. But I think with Kang, they're gonna have different variants of him and build all the variants up. But I still think this main Kang that we saw in this movie he's the dude at the end that's still gonna be like the main foe that they're gonna have to take down. I just think they had to build him up in a different way they did Thanos because you can't do the Thanos story all over again. You can't put this dude in the first movie and have him just killing Avengers off rip. We saw that before, kind of, and I think they need to build the character and a villain in a different way. That's why I'm glad they didn't kill him off, because my fear is that don't kill him off and make another variant take his place. But we'll see him again. It's just probably not the next movie, but let him build him up.
I agree with
Kang
that.
is crazy. I'm just trying to see who that Beyonder nigga is gonna be like.
It's well, the Beyond in the comics is he's not a good, he won't be a good movie guy to like a movie dude to pull out of the comics and just put in their movie. He's not gonna make any sense because even in the comics he's a real obscure character because he only shows up 1 or 2 times and he's like super powerful and he can do whatever the fuck he wants. But I think making somebody else the Beyonder or get the powers of the Beyonder, that makes sense because the Beyonder can literally do anything.
I need to Google what he even does, and he just walking around chilling with a pompadour.
He's a
1980s jacket.
He's the reason why the Secret Wars happen, Alex. And
he was bored.
He's so powerful, Alex, that like one time he made all the characters in the Marvel universe fight each other just out of boredom.
Like he doesn't know what to do himself. Like that's he's like, oh shit, I'm more powerful, but I can do it.
I'm talking about he forced them to do it, Alex. Like he's.
You know what? I have an encyclopedia in my room of all the Marvel characters. I'm about to go read it and see if he's in there.
There's a couple things I want to.
Alex, he's just a bored nigga that's really powerful.
No, but I need to go see the encyclopedia so I can see why. I mean, how he got so powerful.
Well, he's from the Beyondverse.
He also made the Infinity Stones too. I forgot to mention that.
I'm about to
so a couple things I want to bring up. We talking about Kang, right, and the variants. Based on something he said in the movie when he was talking to Ant-Man, he basically, I don't remember his exact words, but paraphrase, he basically said something like, "If I don't get out, you know, it's going to be a lot worse for you." Basically, making it seem like if he's not around to stand up to the other variants, they're going to be the ones to fuck shit up. So it kind of sounds like they setting up the other variants to be like way more powerful than him, way more ruthless.
I don't know if that works. I think as a group they are more powerful than him, and I think he's still the biggest threat, and that's why they got rid of him. I honestly think they're all lying to each other. I think they're all out to like have a war against each other. It's just that they need to get rid of that dude because he was like the strongest one. So they bound together and like, let's get rid of him and let's do what we got to do because he was the biggest threat to them.
And the Loki. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Wonton, you bring that up, and now it makes me think of Loki, and I think that's where you was going. Yeah. With Loki, and He Who Remains said the exact same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Said the exact same things. Like, yo, if you kill me, it's gonna be the multiversal war is gonna start again.
Yeah, he said he was one of the good ones.
Just wait till you meet my variants.
Yep. He said I'm one of the good ones. Yeah.
So this could be some type of running theme that we may see moving forward with other variants of Kane, and they're all just pointing the finger at each other like, yo, don't kill me or don't get rid of me or help me, because if you don't help me, these other ones are going to fuck shit up. So it could be a manipulation tactic.
Or not.
Or not. We don't know.
Not going to lie.
We're sadly not going to see that until 2026 because that's when Kane comes out.
I think we'll see him as other variants appear because his other variants going to come in Loki. So the dude at the end of the post-credit scene.
Loki season 2 is actually later this year, by the way.
Yeah, so we'll see him, and then we'll see him. I think we're gonna see him in all the other movies that come up from Marvel. Maybe in a cameo. I hope they don't do it where his other variants show up in a cameo. I hope they're like intertwined in the plot going on in the other movies. Like maybe he's not the main villain. What's the next Marvel movie coming out? The Marvels.
The next one is Guardians, and then the Marvels in November.
So I hope Guardians. He's not like a cameo scene. I hope he's like actively doing something in the background in the Guardians movie, and you're like, oh shit, he caused the Guardians to break up because
the Guardians seem like it's gonna be like a standalone movie to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
It could be, yeah.
Especially with the introduction of a guy like Adam Warlock. If you know anything about Adam Warlock, that's
major
introduction. So like that's what's gonna be the centerpiece of the movie.
Now, it's a couple things about the movie that I don't know if y'all saw that I saw like in the news. One of them was they said originally this movie it was supposed to end with Scott and the Wasp being stuck in the quantum realm. So that was one thing that they changed. I guess they did reshoots for that. Me personally, I think I would have liked to see that. I think it would have been interesting to see them get stuck down there. But at the same time, they
he's been stuck before. That's why I'm
exactly
like,
they keep doing it,
yeah.
so it's kind of like, I don't know. But then the other thing I saw, they said originally this story for Ant-Man 3 was originally supposed to be a Fantastic Four movie. I remember reading this. It was a rumor or a leak maybe like 3 years ago now, where they said that the early script for Fantastic Four was going to be that they were stuck in the quantum realm, and that's how they were going to explain why we haven't seen them until recently. And the movie was going to be about them escaping from the quantum realm. But obviously they're changing that, so we don't know the new story yet.
I'm gonna be honest.
But yeah,
Quantum Realm's way more boring than space. I rather just continue with the cosmic stuff because I'm not feeling the quantum realm.
I think the quantum realm was just for this movie. I don't think we're gonna see it again. I just think this is a one-time stop until Kang comes back. What I thought was gonna happen was I thought Doctor Strange, when he opened that portal at the end of his movie, that they were going to the quantum realm through like the dark dimension, and they were gonna end up meeting Ant-Man down there. And that would have made more sense. That's why I was like, you know what? They would have a better idea if they had Doctor Strange and Ant-Man team up with Kang the first time. Because then it would have seemed like, oh, he got an ass whooped by Ant-Man. It's like, well, he had Doctor Strange with him too, and that would make more sense. I think that would have been a better move.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I look at like the Guardians 3 trailer and I'm like, oh yeah, I want more of this space stuff. But then we're like on the third Ant-Man film, and technically this is the second time we're in the well no, maybe third time. And it's just like one area of the Marvel universe just feels way more interesting to me. And it feels like they're trying to force it and it just ain't connecting.
Well, I think that's where Thor's. My thing when we saw Thor, I thought we're gonna go in depth in the cosmic stuff, and they didn't. They kind of just went, "Oh, eternity. Here's eternity. Here's all the cosmic entities. We're gonna mention them, but we're not really gonna explore them." And that was it. I think that was the movie they had to explore like the deeper universe, but they didn't go and do it. I don't think they're gonna do that anymore because it's the multiverse. I just think they're gonna do different Earths and stuff. I don't think they're gonna like after Guardians. I think the spacefaring stuff is over. I think they're done with that.
That's right, fam. Like, space plays such a big part in the comics.
Yeah, I just think they don't have the roster anymore. Like the roster for the Avengers is pretty much there's no more space unless the Marvels. That's probably the last spacefaring movie we get is the Marvels. That's it.
And speaking of roster, I don't know if you looked at the projected roster for Kang Dynasty, but
looks pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it looks terrible. It looks terrible. Obviously, Spider-Man. Everybody loves Spider-Man. R.I.P. Chadwick. I'm sure it would have been a lot different if Chadwick was around, but you get Shuri. You know, obviously Doctor Strange. But then they got people like Miss Marvel, the little Indian girl Marvel. I don't know what her. Was that Miss Marvel? I didn't even watch that.
Yeah, I think that's Miss Marvel.
They had She-Hulk projecting that She-Hulk was going to be a part of that. She-Hulk was terrible. Just like, man, it's not shaping up to be a good lineup. But I don't mean to step back here, but Alex, you mentioned something earlier, and I meant to jump in, but didn't want to like stall shit. About them trying to make Kang a sympathetic villain.
Mm-hmm.
That's something they've been doing for a while now.
Wait, who comes to mind?
Civil War, Baron Zemo. His whole motivation behind he did what he did when he's sitting there talking to T'Challa, and he's telling him, he was a Sokovian citizen. The Avengers battled Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
Destroyed the city. He had to watch his family die. Avengers go home, and they got to deal with the consequences of that. We looked at how many times that Killmonger was trending on Twitter for months. You know, so people sympathizing and trying to see things from the villain standpoint is the first thing, and I think that started with one of the early Marvel criticisms was they were terrible with villains. So I think that was the transition they made, trying to make them more relatable.
Bucky was more of a plot device for Steve for like the Avengers to break apart. I think that's what. Oh yeah, he's gonna put a wedge between Tony and Cap.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what Bucky was for because Bucky really they're not really doing shit with him. He's with Falcon and they're doing their own thing, and no one really gives a fuck about them too. But the series was not that great because of COVID. They had to change the whole series around. So I don't know, like those like the older characters that don't have like other characters like Tony's like what we're doing War Machine. Like those characters only kind of made sense because they had other characters with them. And now that Cap and Tony's gone, I don't see what Falcon, Bucky, and War Machine is really gonna bring to the table anymore. Without like, that's why all these other shows that they're making shows about War Machine. I don't understand what's the point. Like, no one really cares about War Machine if Tony's not there with him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
All right. We gonna move on to Chop. Hey, Chop, you still?
Yo,
Give us your overall thoughts on Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, I thought it was good. I agree with Tarek. I feel like they played too safe, honestly, in general with Marvel movies until the last movie. But other than that, it was a cool movie. A cool little movie.
I got a question, Chop.
What?
How'd you feel about the comedy? I feel like most Marvel movies, the comedy is kind of cringy, or where it's like they can have a 5-minute conversation and 4 minutes of that was one-liners because I say a joke, you say a joke, I say a, and we talk in jokes.
That has happened. I remember there was a specific scene in when he was locked up in the alien prison in the multiverse. You know what I'm talking about, right? When King locked him up, that they had a conversation like that, and that shit was getting me annoyed. I was like, God damn, they could just get to the next point. And there is times in Marvel movies where I'm like that, and that's honestly why I don't watch every Marvel movie because that shit annoys the hell out of me. I only watch the ones I specifically want to watch.
Well, shit.
I can't. I still haven't seen the last Thor.
Yeah, you ain't missing nothing.
Yeah, you can
save your time.
The funniest scene in that movie is when he had his clothes ripped off of him and he said, "Don't flick that hard" or something. So if that tells you anything, that the funniest scene is when his ass come out.
And that was in the trailers.
Yeah, that was.
You know what's crazy? Go ahead. Sorry.
If you want to watch something
Ant-Man comedies,
if you want to watch something that's really funny and that has something to do with superheroes, Peacemaker, that shit had me crying, laughing.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be that funny. I didn't think it was gonna be funny at all.
So I forgot to bring this up with Ant-Man. Real quick, I thought the movie was cool. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Wasn't as bad as the critics were saying, but I don't think it's the best Ant-Man movie. I don't know. I like the first two. This one is not bad though. It's cool. But one thing that I noticed while watching it, if y'all play High on Life, there's a part of the movie where it's like very similar to High on Life.
I know what you're talking about.
In High on Life, when you first start the game and you pick up the gun that talks, he like spits this goo on you, and you can start understanding the languages from the aliens.
Oh yeah.
And then Ant-Man, they do a similar thing where he drinks the goo and you can understand them.
Shit. Yeah.
But that's been common in a lot of movies, even Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
But
those movies,
you know why that?
Huh?
Go ahead.
No. What were you saying, Alex?
No, I was gonna say a lot of movies do that, where it's like a transference of liquid, or you put something in your ear, and all of a sudden, I can, they've been doing that. For
do you think this movie is missing Michael Pena? Because he made the first two movies.
He's really funny in the first two movies.
No, he's not. He's not
for sure.
Nah, he's funny. He's funny in the first two movies.
He's not funny. He's not funny. He's not funny.
Talk to that man, John.
He's not funny. Michael Pena was a great serious actor. Have you ever seen End of Watch? I don't want to take it off.
He's a good actor. He was still funny.
And then I don't know why his agent thought he could joke, but he can't. He needs to keep that to someone else. Like, it doesn't work.
I thought it was funny. I thought he was funny.
He's been in funny stuff before too.
He's not funny, man. He's just annoying. He's like,
did y'all enjoy T.I. in the Ant-Man movies?
You said T.I.
Oh yeah, T.I.'s in the first two movies. They didn't need him at all in those movies, bro.
Yeah,
like, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I didn't see none of the Ant-Mans before this. I was already kind of fatigued on Marvel movies. I only went to see.
You might like the first two are actually pretty good.
I know.
They're enjoyable movies.
Him as a superhero, I think is just boring.
The second one I thought was trash.
It's funny. I seen the first one, but I never seen the second one.
I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, the second one's a good connective movie. Ant-Man movies are just connective movies that get you to the next phase of Marvel. Like the second movie was basically there for Scott to beat Endgame. Like this was like that movie connected into Endgame, and this is just the movie that's connecting Phase 4 to 5, or make it Phase 5 like introduction. All Ant-Man movies are. He's not a big character like that in the comics. He's important, but he's not like an A-list hero. He's never been that.
That is a
Yeah.
good point. Ant-Man movies are like an Allen wrench. You just use
Yeah.
them to put the shit together.
It's like it's
Yeah.
smaller scale. The movies
I'm gonna
That
tell you
excuse
why I
the
like
movie
Ant-Man
after?
movies. I like the
No,
first
not
two specifically because they're kind of like it's refreshing. You get these big blockbuster, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. I like Ant-Man because it's a little bit more low key,
Yeah.
smaller stakes, and the comedy is actually good. Like people complain about MCU comedy, but the Ant-Man movies actually are have actual good comedy in my opinion. Like they're not like how the other movies can be like cringy or like just over the top cheesy. The Ant-Man movies are pretty funny, especially the first two, in my
Michael
opinion.
Pena is all cringy.
I
But
got a
it's not. But
question.
it's not just him. Like it's the other actors in the movies that are
Say,
funny.
Like
saying
the
things
Baba
really,
Yaga guy.
saying things really fast doesn't make it funny. That's all he
Oh
does.
man.
He says shit really fast. They do a few. He's basically Peter from Family Guy. He does cutaways. He's not funny. He's still in bits from like 2007. Peter Griffin did this all the way back in 2008.
What
That's
did
all
Michael
he
Pena
does.
do to you, John? What did he do to you?
Right, I'm confused.
Yo,
What did he do to you?
Michael Pena was a good actor.
He still is.
I watched End of Watch, and then now all he does is this bullshit comedy. He was in that Dora the Explorer film. Like, oh my goodness, I can't stand it when someone throws away their talent like that. And
He
Are you
was in,
talking
in
about
Narc- he was in,
Nicolas
he
Cage?
was good in Narcos too. He was good in Narcos.
yeah, he was fine. He actually got some good work again, and then he went back to being the side man.
Hey, can I say this? Can I
Oh,
say this though, bro? Is it just me, or are y'all tired of the entire Marvel movie being the story is being not even Marvel superhero movies where the story is progressing because a kid is being dumb? Like, think about it. The past 3 or 4 movies has been because a kid don't know when to follow instructions. This
Doctor
movie,
Strange, yeah.
she said, "Turn the damn thing off." No, I wanna help. Now everybody gets sucked into the little miniverse, right? She sent the signal down there, and he kicked it back up to say, "Oh, I got you."
and then
Right?
Peter with the spell,
Fam, Peter
and
with the spell. What was the next one? Black Adam. The little kid was running all over the place. He know how to sit his ass down. All these Marvel movies are literally being progressed on the
that's on
backs of
purpose though.
I may whether it's to make the young audience feel like, look,
Yeah,
you can play a big role and help save the day. I don't care. The storytelling is getting annoying as fuck, bro. It's getting
yeah.
annoying as fuck.
They have to. I think they're doing that because they need to connect to the kids somehow. Because I get the biggest audience for these movies are still kids, even though adults enjoy it. Like they had to have some
Yeah.
type of kid in their movie. It's like with Jurassic Park. They have a fucking random kid in the movie just because you need kids to have another kid to see. It's just the way. I think they were not really going to escape from that unless you watch like Batman or like another rated R movie.
Yeah.
It was Batman rated R.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, like you need movies like that to watch. And Marvel's never going to do a rated R movie, like unless they do
Well,
Blade
Deadpool. No,
and that's
Deadpool
or
is rated
Deadpool.
R.
And
Yeah.
that's a good transition because I'm not gonna hold you. Watching that Flash trailer before this movie hurt it for me. I was like, bro, that Flash movie look fire, nigga.
But the thing with Flash looked like DC's No Way Home to me.
Fam, true. But I don't even, bro.
that's a good point.
I don't even like DC like that. But Batman, Joker, god dang, what was the
Yeah.
other? What
Nigga,
was the
that's
other?
literally no way. That's literally No Way Home. But DC.
Fam, DC is taking the visceral route that Marvel needs to adopt.
Yeah,
It-
thank you.
But
I'm not
the thing is,
surprised at
this is the movie that's coming out in the phase that they canceled. So we don't know the direction DC
Well,
going with James Gunn.
this is restarting everything. They're using a Flash movie as like,
The Flash is
we're
gonna wipe
restarting
the slate clean.
yeah.
Okay.
That's what they're doing, and that's why they kind of like planned it out this way. Even though there's movies coming out after Flash that are still in the continuity before they clear everything, like Ant-Man and Beetle, the Blue Beetle movie, and Aquaman. But
Well, they said
mean,
they're counting Blue Beetle as Elseworlds, so it's supposed to be separate.
oh, okay, so it's separate. Then I guess
Aquaman is technically the last DCEU movie.
No,
then they were
okay.
gonna hit a refresh. Good
Nah,
job.
it's on the
James Gunn.
rise.
I think Tarek's right about Flash and how important this movie is, because if it wasn't that, if that Flash movie wasn't so important, they would have got Ezra Miller the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Well, all the
Yep.
allegations, that tells you how important and how much stock they putting into this. That they're like, yo, we can't afford to get rid of this dude despite all the allegations and him running away with a fucking 14-year-old boy or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, wild shit. Now,
Yeah,
yeah,
they need this movie to come out
like,
because this is gonna help James Gunn redo everything.
But it's like, yeah, we can't afford. This movie's too important for us to fucking have to let this guy go and start from the beginning. So you're probably right.
Yeah.
Let's take the convo to something other than the Ant-Man movie. How do y'all feel about Jonathan Majors? Since we
I think
gonna
he did a good job.
be seeing more of him.
I
Oh,
think
he-
he's a
he-
great
like,
actor. I
If we
really
being
do.
real, he the best part of Ant-Man 3.
He didn't carry the movie to me in the sense of, oh yeah, he pulled the movie through. But when he was on screen, he was definitely in command of my attention.
Everything.
Every time they're doing it, I'm like, yo, like he was like, all right, you know, how Thanos was on screen and you paid attention to everything word he said. Same thing with Kang. I was like, oh shit,
Yep.
he's on screen. Let me
You
pay
know why I
attention to what
think
he's saying.
you know why I think
He was
that
really
is?
menacing.
Is that because he's a good actor, or because you know that's how we're gonna get a lot of the information we need to know about this phase?
Both. Because I realized
Yeah.
like he was probably the best actor in the movie. I mean, Paul Rudd is a real good actor too. I'll say they're on. I don't know how you want to tear it, but they're on the same, I guess, tear to me. But because I've seen Scott Lang so much before, I'm like, okay, this is a new character. I'm gonna pay attention to him because he's new. We've seen everybody else in this movie before, like other than like the throwaway characters. Like, so he was new. So I'm like, damn, let me pay attention to him. So I think it was both.
And a question for Alex. Alex, you said, do you think we feel that way because he's a good actor or because we know where he's about to deliver exposition, or however you phrased it? Are you insinuating that he's not a good actor? You don't think he's a good actor?
I said this on a podcast a couple days ago. I feel like I've been oversaturated with Jonathan Majors, bro. Not in a bad way, but I've seen him in about 3 or 4 things in the past year and a half. I saw him in Lovecraft Country. I saw him in The Harder They Fall. I saw him in what other movie was he in? I saw him in something else.
Five
Now,
Bloods,
huh?
Five Bloods, the Spike Lee shit.
Yeah. Then I saw him. No, I didn't see that.
He
But
was in
then
that Devotion, that plane movie.
I'm not watching that.
White Boy Rick. You seen White
That
Boy
fake
Rick? Yet?
ass the red do rags mixed with Top Gun.
About to be in Creed.
Right. I'm about to go see Creed. I've never seen the Creed. I'm literally only going to see this Creed movie because he's in it. But I bring it up to say I feel like I've seen his whole spectrum of acting, bro. Like, I think I've seen all that he can deliver on a screen for right now in his career. Like,
But it's his
the
look.
whole movie. It's not even
He
just
just-
his muscles. It's not his elbows.
He's just like a
It's
bad
his.
guy.
No. Because in The Harder They Fall, he was a good guy. And in Lovecraft Country, he was a good guy. It's his lip, his little shaky warbled voice, like he got water in his mouth, and it's the I'm gonna bite my jaw down so I can hold the emotion. Like, I've seen him do every single emotion that he can fathom on
You
his
don't
face.
think he has range, is what you're saying?
No, I think he does have range. I think it's one of those where it's just I've seen him everywhere to where I feel like, my nigga, you gotta either like take a break, or maybe I just need to be cool on him. It's like he's no Denzel, but we know how Denzel acts. Before we go see the movie, we know exactly what Denzel gonna do in this role, right? Because Denzel makes the role Denzel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No matter what movie it is, this isn't Denzel playing XYZ. It's we're gonna see Denzel in space. That's Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson is another example. He is such a character that we're seeing him as this. It's not him playing a role, right? Which is a testament to how good of an actor he is.
Well,
But
actually,
for me, it didn't slap. It didn't slap this go round, bro. I don't know what it was. Like, I was excited to go in there, see him kill it, you feel me? And I was like, I feel like I've seen this.
Well, I think it's because he's just been in so much stuff that
That's
I haven't
what
watched.
it is.
I haven't watched all his movies. So to me, well, I don't forgot the last movie I watched with a minute because I don't think I've watched too much of his shows. Like Lovecraft, I didn't watch that. So
well, he was in Loki. All right, watch this. Are you gonna go see Creed 3?
yeah.
How much you want to bet when you go see Creed 3, you gonna see Kang without the suit? That's what you gonna see.
I feel like he's gonna do that. The bite in the lip.
Yeah, he gonna bite his lip. He gonna act like he gonna cry, and then he gonna his muscles gonna start bumping up and pulsating, and then he gonna shake his bottom lip.
You know, I'm devoted to y'all because even though I'm not a movie guy, I'm doing my classes while doing this shit.
Huh?
What?
Did you just come out to us?
I'm doing my. I'm in the class while doing this shit too.
Oh, you
Oh yeah,
already gave
nigga.
you already gave your thoughts on the movie.
Nigga,
You
I'm at
good.
work right now. Nah, but
Alright.
yeah, I just want to ask y'all if y'all felt like it was one note, and it could be me. Could be me because I've seen him in so much. I'm starting to see.
So I'm trying to compare him to what I know from the comics, and he's portraying Kang that I know, and I think he's doing like because it's just like what 2 hour movie. Movie wasn't that long, and he was in it for what 30 minutes total screen time. I mean,
which is kind of a long time.
yeah, and in Loki we saw a little bit of him, and I'm like, okay, I get like he's doing a good job portraying Kang. Like
Yeah,
it's not a 1-to-1, but I mean,
he got his
they picked
little
the right
flair
they picked
to
the right dude. Yeah, they picked the right guy. for the
Yeah,
job.
I'm not mad at it at
it.
all.
Since you still talking, Tyreek, give us your overall thoughts on the movie.
I'll give it 7.5 out of 10. I mean, I like the Ant-Man movies. I don't think like they're meant to be this big spectacle like people want it to be. I think a lot of the audience or the reviewers are expecting an Endgame or Infinity War every single Marvel release the last 4 or 5 years. Phase 4 has been bad. Like it was bad. I think everyone kind of agrees on it. It's been underwhelming. But for this movie to come out and as an introduction for Phase 5, I thought it was a pretty good stepping stone. Like maybe me going into the movie, I was all right, this is a good introduction. I wasn't expecting a lot out of it. So 7.5 to me is just like a perfect score for it. Like it did its job, introduced me to Kang. Scott Lang did a good job being Scott Lang. I mean, Paul Rudd he did a good job. I don't think anyone did a particularly bad job. I think Michelle Pfeiffer was real good in her role. I do wish Hank Pym was a little more serious in his movie. I felt like they kind of went too comedic with him. But then again, he's like retired and shit. He's the crazy old man. He's a cool uncle in this movie. So I don't really mind him too much. I thought Cassie was annoying. I felt like she should have been cut back a lot in the movie. I don't know if Marvel is doing this thing now where they're introducing
Young Avengers.
these teenage characters and they're kind of annoying. Like the Hawkeye, I thought she was annoying. I thought Miss Marvel was annoying. So I don't know.
Cassie was definitely annoying.
Yeah.
All these,
Wait, is Cassie
these
gonna be like
teenagers are
an
annoying.
Avenger or some shit? Is she about to be a?
I don't think she's replacing anybody. I just think she's gonna be
The rumor
like
for a long time is that they're
Ant-Man
setting up
family.
for Young Avengers.
Yeah,
that's what it looked
which
like.
It'll probably be a TV show over a movie, but who knows?
But I thought the movie was a solid entry. I mean, it's not the best Ant-Man movie. I still think the first or second movie probably a little better. But this was probably a Kang movie. They probably should have renamed this Kang intro something. And solid entry. I liked it.
Okay.
Watch it in 3D.
I give my thoughts real quick. The movie definitely not as bad as critics say. I like the microverse shit. It's like if you read the comment, it's like way deeper and shit than the movie like portrayed. But it's cool. The movie not as funny as the first two movies. But that's probably because the villain they're dealing with. So it's like
the other
I think
thing
the movie
too
alright.
that
It's like to me. Oh, go ahead.
No, I didn't want to cut you off, but the other thing too that I read, Marvel or MCU at least Disney, they don't have the rights to a lot of the microverse shit. So like if you notice, they call them freedom fighters in the movie. Those are supposed to be the Micronauts, but they can't call them the Micronauts. They don't have the rights to that.
Wait, who own the rights to that?
I can't remember.
Universal.
Yeah, so the rights are still out there for like a lot of the microverse shit. They don't have the rights to.
Yeah, Universal still owns a lot of the. It's weird because they have to make a movie on it, but they haven't made a movie on it, and so they keep retaining the. I don't know. It's so strange.
Cause but I thought it was cool. The movie to me is like a run of the mill Marvel movie. It's good, like I wouldn't watch it again in movie theaters. But yeah. Oh, Alex, give us your overall thoughts on the movie.
Y'all done pretty much heard all my thoughts so far, but I will say this: I do think them going and making a bunch of Marvel TV shows has kind of killed some of my hype for each Marvel release nowadays. Because now I know that some of the info that I need is within those shows, and I don't want to go watch those shows. Loki is the only one I've watched, so if I hadn't seen Loki, I would have went into this movie like, who the fuck is Kang?
So did you go into Doctor Strange kind of confused?
No, I wasn't like super confused because I mean the plot ain't crazy, but it's more like on some.
because they mentioned if you don't watch WandaVision, you kind of it seemed like
I didn't see WandaVision. I ain't see no goddamn She-Hulk, no Shang-Chi
WandaVision
or
was great.
Shang-Tsung,
yeah,
whatever.
WandaVision is a good show.
I don't know. I've been telling y'all. I've been even telling my dad this. I'm kind of burnt out on Marvel. It's kind of bad, but
I feel that.
until they give me more adult themes, I'm not gonna lie. I only went and saw this because of Kang, because I saw it in Loki. If Kang wasn't in this movie, I wouldn't have went and saw this Ant-Man movie. Like they're gonna have
You're waiting for Blade.
Huh?
You're waiting for like Blade, stuff like that.
Blade,
right?
Silver Surfer, an actual Fantastic Four movie where we don't get a new cast every time they get on screen. Because the ones that they had as the Illuminati was laughable. Nigga, the dude from The Office, goddamn, some lady with an afro. Like, I was like, you gotta be kidding me with these selections we got. Like, what it seems like for me, every time I see a Marvel movie, it seems like they're just scrambling up. Who else do we have? Who else can we put in the movie?
Wait, hold on.
How can we?
You didn't like that dude playing as Reed?
No,
I thought it was cool. I thought it was
big
cool.
goofy ass. No, I don't want to see him playing
They
Reed.
put him in the movie because Marvel fans was begging for him specifically to play Reed
Why?
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski.
John
yeah.
Krasinski is not that great of an actor.
Hey, that was a big thing. I don't know who else saw that. That was a
They
big
wanted
thing
him.
about John
Yeah, it was a big
Fam,
thing.
Fantastic.
let's call it what it is. Niggas love him for The Office. Niggas gave him credit because he wrote or directed A Quiet Place. Or what was that movie that he was doing?
Yeah, you're right. Quiet Place.
Bro, he is not a good actor. Not on
Yeah,
the level of, bro, when he was in that little CGI suit, he looked like I was in Dunder Mifflin. We need to save the world. I'm in the Illuminati. Nigga, shut up.
You know what's funny? The guy who played Mr. Fantastic in the first Fantastic Four movie is actually the best. He still played in even though that movie was not that great.
Yeah, to do with Reed and that. Yes.
Yeah, he was still better.
I'm cool with that.
You know, there's a rumor that he coming back. Probably not to like Secret Wars, but there's a rumor that
please.
But the reason why they were pushing him online was because him and his wife could play
Susan Storm.
Yeah, Susan Storm, and he'd play Richard.
Man, nigga, take that to the Thanksgiving brunch or the family reunion, nigga. I'm here to see a movie in the best way that it could portray it. Same way with Robert Downey Jr. doing Iron Man. We saw him as Iron Man first, for one, on screen, and two, he embodied the hotshot playboy philanthropy. I sound like I'm describing myself. We saw him embody that because he himself just moves like that. Think of another movie other than Iron Man that Robert Downey Jr. played in. I'll wait.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes. And
what else?
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. We have seen him do a very comedic role. We've seen him play a semi-serious but also jokey detective, and we've seen him play Iron Man. Robert Downey effortlessly does that, right? Especially with Marvel carving out how they want to portray these movies. We saw them go from the Blade, Iron Man 1, Thor 1, and then we saw them slowly go into more of a, okay, we can really branch this out further than 30 and 40-year-olds that love comic books to the kids, right? We saw that change happen, not only in script, but how they're given the story. They saw the markability. Cool. But John Krasinski has not earned that from me. And nothing that he has done has made me trust that he'll be in this and I'll take him seriously. At all.
I think it would have been better if they had the actual Fantastic Four cast out already instead of just bringing one out of the four. Because he seems out of place. Even though he's an Illuminati, I think the best time to introduce some of these characters was to introduce them in the team that are part of them. Because now I think if he was with like the Thing and Susan Storm and Johnny Blaze, I forgot his damn name. But I feel like if they're all in a movie together, he would have fit better. But because he was by himself, he was out of place.
And another thing I don't like, because we're in this multiverse, multi this, multi that, technically they could have anybody go play him. Literally, next movie, it could be goddamn Samuel L. Jackson. And then the next movie, it could be Chris Jericho if they wanted to. Because at this point, it's in another timeline. I don't like that. Give me a character that portrays and embodies him and let him stand on his own and do that shit. You feel me? The same way that they put all their chips on Jonathan Majors. Same way they put all their chips on, even though he's annoying me now with Chris Hemsworth. But let these people earn these characters. Otherwise, I'm gonna look at Marvel as just another Batman where whoever the director is, that's who Batman go be. You see what I'm saying? Batman changes damn near every movie. I have no loyalty to how any of these Batmen are portrayed because it might change by next movie. And we're just supposed to be like, it's like 007 at this point. Whoever the fuck they want to be the 007 agent is who the agent is at this point. I want you to earn the character.
I just think they have an issue because remember at the beginning of the MCU, I think they had an actual plan of what they wanted to do. I think they don't, even though they say they have a plan, I don't think they have a really good one. That's why I feel like the characters seem out of place.
Okay.
It's too much turnover, and then you have to introduce, like, this is the thing that's going on. They have to introduce new characters while retiring old characters, but keeping on characters who are still, like, in the middle, coming out, but still relevant enough, like Thor. Like, Thor's been there since the beginning. But you can tell that he's not going to be around that much longer, so you have to introduce other characters to take his role, but while he's still there. So it's kind of like they're at a point of transition. And I think this was a fair going after Endgame was like, all right, they have to change it around, and Phase 4 was going to make it like set the stage better. But because Phase 4 failed so bad at it, that now we're kind of like, it's just a whole bunch of fucking characters we don't give a shit about.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Wonton, I know you gave your little quick thoughts already, but you give your little in-depth detail, review right quick.
I mean, that was pretty much it for me. Just like I said, good movie overall, 7 out of 10. I'm just looking forward to what's next at this point. This movie was a nice little intro for me. I'm ready to get the ball rolling. We gotta wait, like, what I think they said Kang Dynasty is 2025 and then Secret Wars 26.
God, that's 2 years from now. Jeez.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the next movie I'm looking forward to, aside from like Guardians 3, really is Fantastic Four. That for me is gonna be make or break. Like Fantastic
when
Four.
Is that coming? When is that coming up?
I think they said that's 2025 as well because they still haven't even casted yet.
Oh my god!
They're supposed to film next year.
Well, what the fuck coming out 2024?
You see what I'm talking about? How like it's like they're planning movies without actually having none of this set up yet, and that's why I'm like, I don't know, bro.
The problem is Fantastic Four had got pushed back. It was supposed to come out 2024, but they pushed it back because they switched directors and all this other shit.
That's not good.
2024 is supposed to be I want to say Deadpool and Blade for sure. And, Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is supposed to be 2024.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh well, since you're on the topic, one time, give your thoughts on Marvel, like currently.
Well, Tyrek's been touching on it, man. It kind of seems like once they finished with the Infinity Saga, they were kind of scrambling to say, okay, what's next? And you could tell that they had a huge plans for Disney Plus with the TV shows and shit. They wanted to, plant a lot of seeds with their shows and get people to subscribe so they had to watch the shows in order to see the movies. But that plan's kind of backfired because now they're realizing that there's oversaturation. They actually had it was supposed to be like 5 shows, MCU shows coming out on Disney Plus this year alone. They ended up pushing some of those to next year.
Or they converted one to a movie. They converted Armored Wars to a movie now.
Yeah, that's a smart choice.
There's only 2 confirmed shows for this year in Disney Plus: Loki and
Secret Invasion.
Yes, Secret Invasion. Echo and Ironheart and Agatha, all that shit got pushed to 2024. They're trying to push shit out.
Why do we need to add the show?
Just because she was popular. That's literally the only reason.
Yep.
There's literally no point to it.
This is my thing. Going into Phase 5, it's like I felt like they didn't get committal from commitment from these actors that they're going to stay on long term. Like Chris Hemsworth said, he didn't give a shit. He said he'll keep playing Thor as long as they make after this Thor movie. He said as long as they make the story they go back, he'll be fine playing Thor. Like he don't see himself not being Thor for a while.
Why do you think it is?
Well, that's his only thing he can play. That's his money maker. He has nothing else to do. So unless he's gonna play the Netflix movies, But I think that they don't have that next. They don't have another Robert Downey Jr. They don't have another Chris Evans. Like the next actors they don't have anyone to replace those dudes. And Chadwick is supposed to be that guy, and unfortunately he passed away. And it's like they're like, fuck. Like, what are we supposed to do? Tom Holland.
Chadwick dying fucked up all the plans.
Yeah, Tom Holland can kind of do it, but then he looks like a teenager still. Like, he's not carrying the shit on his back. And then Benedict Cumberbatch. These Strange movies come out every 3 to 4 years, so they can't put Doctor Strange in every movie because he just doesn't fit, because his powers are just crazy. So it's like they put him in Spider-Man, which I kind of get. So it's like they don't have these characters that can make a splash in every movie now. So now they have to make these standalone movies again with actors no one really give a fuck about. So like Miss Marvel, like I don't get like the Marvel movie. What's the point of coming out of that movie? The Miss Marvel show came out and I don't think people watched it. And Captain Marvel, Brie Larson is not a well-received character.
Not at
Like
all.
I feel like
aside,
they're doing that because even though the movie wasn't really received well, it still made $1 billion. So when a movie makes $1 billion, it's automatically a sequel. Automatically a sequel's getting made. That's just how it works.
But it's just like it's now. And then Monica Rambeau, I like her character, but how much people are really going to see, like, care about her coming back, and how much people watch WandaVision and know who the fuck she is?
Didn't that movie come out like around peak like popularity of Marvel?
Oh, it came out. It came out right before Infinity War came out. So
that's why it made so
much
money. It was the hype. They hyped her up, like, especially if you remember, Red Pig, at the end of Infinity War, he calls Captain Marvel. He calls her. So everybody was hyped, like, oh, she finna help them fight Thanos. Oh, everybody was hyped. And then the movie came out and it was like, it wasn't that good. And then we get to Endgame and she really didn't do shit. So
she's still falling to the earth today. But to this day, it's like I don't get, like, I don't see another Robert. Like Alex said, like, there's no Robert Downey Jr. no more. Like there's no one to replace him. And they have all these other high tier actors. Benedict Cumberbatch is the A+ actor, but Doctor Strange's character doesn't lend itself to be someone who can represent
or just
the MCU anymore.
Writing.
Yeah, like Spider-Man's supposed to be that guy, but I don't think Tom Holland can carry it. So it's like, who's the next dude? Thor, they kind of wrote Thor into a hole. So Thor's pretty much, he can't be that guy.
Well,
there's no
why
dude
do you think Tom
anymore.
Holland can't carry it?
He's just too, I feel like they made him Iron Lad, the first 3 movies. They have to like make No Way Home to make him actual Spider-Man. So now they have to redo his trilogy. Not redo his trilogy. He has to have a whole set of movies coming out to make him Spider-Man, like we all know. But the first 3 movies he was in, he was basically Iron Man's child, in a sense. Like, he's like quick, Iron Man 2.0.
This is the news for Spider-Man, Tom Holland. So there's a leaker that I follow on Twitter, and I've been following her since before No Way Home came out. And she's known around the community for, like, people who follow, movie accounts or whatever. Very accurate leaker. They said 2 things. They said, 1, Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland is coming out before Kang Dynasty. So 2025 that movie's coming out before the next Avengers movie.
That don't make sense. Wait,
that's probably Sony doing that.
Yeah.
Then the other thing is, in Kang Dynasty, Spider-Man is going to be the one leading the group. He's going to be the face of that movie.
Venom. Yeah,
for Kang Dynasty. So that's the 2 things that she came out and said.
Spider-Man isn't leader material, not yet.
He's never really been. That's my thing. Spider-Man's a good hero by himself. Every time Spider-Man's on a team, he's never taking charge. Like, he's like, not in the background, but he's never been that, I'm going to lead his team to victory type of dude.
So the fact that they got him leading is wild to me.
Yeah, and then I don't know what they're doing with Hulk. Like, his son.
Oh, nigga.
They're doing. I don't know what his son is. Their Scar. I'm like, okay, great. Is there a show with him coming out?
I don't know. Do Universal not want to work with Disney? Or they just saying fuck Disney?
I keep hearing flip-flop rumors that Disney's getting the rights back, but nothing's been confirmed, so I don't know. But I have heard that
they haven't made a movie.
Right? I have heard that there is a Planet Hulk project in the works. Like, that's, I don't know if it's a movie or a show, but they say it's in the works.
And my thing is, Hulk is in a movie. Are we gonna get actual Hulk again? Or are we gonna get what the Russos did to him? Like,
I've hated how docile they've made him.
That's the Russos' fault. I don't know why the fuck they did that shit to him. Because in Ragnarok, he was cool. And then the Russos are, you know what? Let's degrade him for no fucking reason. I understand the point. He got his ass whooped by Thanos. Great. But my thing is as Infinity War. They should have went with what they had, where he transformed into the Hulk to beat that Black Order guy. But instead, they chose to keep him out the movie. I don't get it.
So real quick, let me run out through the schedule for the MCU, just the movies, because the shows is messy and it's a lot of shows. I'm gonna do the movies just for movies. So the rest of this year, we got Guardians is in May. Captain Marvel 2, The Marvels was supposed to come out in July. They actually pushed it to November. So that's coming in November. Then next year, for movies, we have Captain America 4 with the new Captain America, played by Anthony Mackie. Which, Alex, I'm going to tell you right now, if you watch this movie, you will be lost because it picks up after the TV show they did where he becomes Captain America. The new Captain America. You know Falcon, the black guy? He's Captain America now.
Oh, y'all want me to tell y'all something?
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
I hate Captain America, so I wouldn't see it anyway. I think he is the most boring, one-note superhero.
But this a different Captain America, the black one. So you got to support it.
It's Mackie, bro.
You don't like Anthony Mackie?
Bro,
I'm Tupac.
Well, Captain America movie is doing two things. It's setting up Red Hulk. Red Hulk's in the movie, played by Harrison Ford. He's the villain. But it's also setting up the Thunderbolts, which is supposed to be coming out next year as well, after Captain America Thunderbolts. And then also next year, Blade's supposed to come out.
Oh, God.
And then the last movie scheduled for next year is Deadpool 3. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, one or two of these I feel like is going to get pushed. Marvel usually drops 3 movies in a year. I don't know if they've ever dropped 4 movies in 1 year. So
they've done that. They've done that with the year Ragnarok came out.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They dropped like.
So I mean, it's possible, but Blade is been in some development hell. They had to switch directors. They rewrote the script. What I heard about the script so far, I'm gonna be real, it don't sound too exciting. They said the movie takes place in like the 1920s. You know Blade, because he's a vampire,
he's old. Yeah, that makes sense.
He lives a long ass time. So the movie supposedly takes place like in the 1920s. I don't know. We're gonna see how that all plays out. But
I got a question.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali.
I was about to ask, how do y'all feel about him playing Blade instead of
him personally? I think he'll be good. I mean, he can act. Let me just say that he can act.
Oh, he's a great actor.
We know he can act. The nigga got 2 Oscars. It's really going to come down to the writing. If the script is ass, it just is what it is. People been saying like, people been saying shit like, oh, he's not Wesley Snipes is a trained martial artist. That really don't matter too much because any superhero movie, they always take, fight training and shit. It really don't matter. Most superhero actors are not. But think about most superhero actors are not martial artists.
If Viola Davis can do it in Woman King, he can learn how.
But my thing with Blade is the weapons he uses is very martial artsy. Like I feel like you need a dude that looks like he knows what he's doing. Like I know it's not like Batman where he can make like sweeping cuts and he can cut the action out and look like he's actually like choreography and stuff like that, like with Christian Bale. Because obviously Christian Bale fights weren't that great. I feel like Blade, I felt you have to make the actor look like he knows what he's doing. And I think with Wesley Snipes, he captured Blade in the comics really well with like the sword fighting and stuff like that. I don't think he's gonna do a bad job. I hope they get the costume right and shit like that. And like this is what I want, like rated R movie. I want it to be rated R. So they can actually show like did they change it?
Yeah, and it's not it's PG-13.
Oh well,
that's my thing. That's my biggest fear because I don't have confidence in Duke that Mahershala Ali can act. That's not my issue. My issue is they PG-13 it. What's the point of the Blade? Like character is like a cult character. Like
they teased him at the end of Eternals. Like he was in that post-credit scene. His voice, at least, at the end of Eternals. Yeah. But we don't know like the future plans for him at all. So.
And that's another thing. What do you do with the Eternals?
To the story, like the overall
story. He's not. He's a street level character. I mean, he works for Shang-Chi and like he's on the same level like Shang-Chi and
I'll
like
tell you all this.
Just like that.
There was rumors that they're gonna put all the what's it called, Midnight Suns in the comics. It's gonna be Blade, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, some type of team up thing. That's the rumor.
And like Ghost Rider too.
Yeah, so that's
they're supposed to bring
that's
Ghost
gonna
Rider
be
back.
fine. That's gonna be fine.
That'll be fun, but my thing is like, we need to set up for these. Some of these characters really set up for. Like, I wish we had a Ghost Rider show, but they canceled the shit on Hulu. They went through with it, so it's like a lot of stuff they were supposed to do. They ended up canceling it.
Yeah, I remember that Defender show, nigga. That was supposed to be the culmination of all them Netflix shows.
That shit was trash.
And then,
oh my god,
it was trash. It was trash. And then I wish they kind of. I don't know, the next Daredevil show that's supposed to come out too. I'm not too confident in that because they're saying the violence is getting toned down.
I was hyped for that. After Moon Knight, I don't know.
And Moon Knight's supposed to be violent as fuck, and it's like, no, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's violent for a Marvel production, but it's not like.
I thought y'all was hyping that Moon Knight up. I thought y'all loved Moon Knight.
I thought the first episode
before it came out, yeah, I definitely was. But after I watched it, I'm like, man,
it's my second favorite show after Loki.
Y'all didn't like the first episode, the first couple episodes. The first episode is fire.
It was. I just feel like they should have made it
underwhelming for what Moon Knight is supposed to be. Very underwhelming.
I liked it more than Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier, man, that shit put me to sleep, man. I had to force myself to watch that shit.
It had a lot of action to me. I liked it.
No,
they had to change the plot. They had to change the plot because the plot was about a virus, but because COVID was out, they had to change the entire plot to not make it about a virus. So that's why the show, like the editing in that show, in that show looks so crazy because they had to cut shit out.
And to add to what Tarek's saying, if you watch the show, you can still see plot lines of what it was previously supposed to be. They didn't even really fully cut it out. There's still like weird plot lines
reshoots,
which don't even go off. That was supposed to go off one way, but because of the whole COVID thing, and so like it's a mess. That show is a mess. Like the best thing out of that was like the whole
the Captain America, the what's her name, the dealer. They made her his girlfriend, Captain America's ex, the aunt. Yeah, she was like what's her? Yeah, I see that. I forgot her damn name. Peggy Carter's cousin, whatever her descendant. She was in the show. Yeah, they revealed her. She was like a market dealer or something like that. And then Zemo was in there, and that was cool.
And also like the homage to like the first like super soldier, that
guy. Yeah,
the Tashigi experiments.
Yeah, you brought the Eternals earlier. What are they doing with that? Like the movie came out, like it's like you made them come in a movie. This is my problem with Eternals. It felt out of place. Eternals should have been a movie that came out before like Endgame or something to give context to Thanos. It came out after, and I'm like, all right, you introduce all these characters. We know they're on Earth. What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, what are they doing? What's their point? What's their purpose?
You say what they're doing. Let's talk about how at the end of that film, there was a giant half-born celestial in the Earth, and no one talks about it. No.
I thought the Thunderbolt's supposed to deal with that. That's what I think Walton alluded to earlier.
But that thing,
that's next year, yeah.
That thing is
they also it's very quick, but there's a moment where they bring it up in She-Hulk.
Yeah, they talk about but
I don't think that's good enough. It should be brought up in every single film. Something like that isn't just like people around New York aren't just gonna you're gonna hear one person talk about. That's gonna be talked about like every single day. Like half the Earth has a giant.
And then Doctor Strange is like supposed to be like the protector of the fucking realm, and this fucking celestial is just there. I'm like, bro, Doctor Strange, do your job, my boy. Like you're supposed to stop shit like this from happening. And it's like, or Wong or somebody, and then I know Arishem, like the Celestial, what's his plan? Like, what's he doing? He's just gonna sit there like Kang just beat his dick all over the MCU? I don't get what the fuck is going on.
Ever since Endgame, this whole thing has been a mess, fam. They've stretched themselves too thin. They've got too many hands in too many jars. Like, bro, like they're bringing in people to work on projects they would have never brought in before. But because they want to do so many, they got to bring in lower tier people.
Yeah, they're doing too much.
They're doing way too much.
And this is why I'm saying, like, the multiverse in theory sounds good, but even the comics don't pull it off right. The comics, like, unless you read every comic tied to the like those comics when they bring in like the Secret Wars. Secret Wars is a 5-issue series of the comics, but there's like 100 tie-in comics to it to add context to it. And with movies, it's like you can't. I mean, you could do it, but then the common people, the general public, is not going to be that invested into it because there's so much media you have to watch. It's not like Star Wars. Where Star Wars, you can watch the episodes in sequence and you get the overall gist of the story. And then the comics and the novels supplement it. They're trying to make these shows a part of the universe, and it's like in the shows, there's like actual lore specific stuff that you have to know before going into the movie. Like watch Doctor Strange. You have to watch WandaVision to get Doctor Strange too, or it's not going to make any sense to you. And I'm like, how many shows are they going to make that actually have real life, like real implications on the MCU going forward that people aren't going to watch because it's a show? So Loki too. I don't know how many people watch Loki. But I'm pretty sure people saw at the end of Ant-Man 2, I was like, what the fuck? Loki's alive. I thought he was dead. And it's like, what are they doing going forward? I don't get. Yeah. I want to see how people actually knew Loki was a show.
Wait, is Secret Invasion supposed to be a show or a movie?
Oh, it's a show.
It's a show. Come out this year.
But
wait, Samuel Jackson gonna be in it and stuff?
Yeah. Samuel Jackson, and then the Matt Mikkelsen, not Matt Mikkelsen, the dude who played the Skrull.
Ben something was his name.
Ben, yeah. And that's a good actor too, but it's like, bro, like people aren't watching these shows like that. I think the way they thought people were gonna gravitate to them, that they just did it. And it's like now when these people go and watch the movies and they see like, yo, when the fuck did this happen? Like, how did Wanda become evil? How did this happen? They're like confused. And with the first first 3 phases of Marvel, you had these shows, didn't have any shows. You had these movies, you had a couple shows. And then you had like the Netflix shows and you had like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But those were like supplement material. They didn't really affect the story too much. So it was like, all right, Daredevil's doing this thing, but he's not affecting what Iron Man and Thor is doing. But it's cool to hear nods what they're doing too, but it's not like affecting the grand scheme of the story.
Ultimately, that's where being owned by Disney kind of fucked Marvel in that aspect, because as soon as Disney Plus was announced, they needed something, some new content to push, and they said, "Well, Marvel's our biggest IP right now. We're gonna get them to pump out shows. And when you're Marvel, you can't."
They're doing the same shit with Star Wars. It's a lot of Star Wars shit on there too.
Yeah, so Star Wars and Marvel, they're two biggest IPs, so they're gonna
they pimping them. They're pimping them out, and it's like eventually it's gonna come back to bite them in the ass when people are not. And I think that's the thing. Even with Star Wars, I'm not going on a tangent here, but like. So Star Wars was like an experience. Like you watched it, you were like waiting 2 to 3 years in the movies. Like I can't wait for the next Star Wars movie to come out.
Yeah.
And now it's like, fuck, they're throwing this show at you. They're throwing another show at you. Now they're throwing the movies at you. And then fuck, we don't want to work on and then the actors don't give a shit no more. Like the person who plays Rey, forgot her name. They don't want to reprise their characters anymore. And you see like the prequel characters like Ewan McGregor and like Hayden Christensen. They want to come back and reprise the characters because it's been so long since they've done it. But these other characters and shit, they're like Oscar Isaac. He's done. He's like, bro, I played this dude within the span of 6 years, and I'm done with the
Harrison Ford, a prime example of that. He said, "Fuck Star Wars. I'm done with that."
And they hold John Boyega because he was supposed to be a Jedi, and they screwed. I can't even get on that.
That's a whole nother conversation. How they fucked up.
And Marvel is just on this thing with like
character.
Yeah, and now Marvel's like on this path where like I didn't mind seeing 2 or 3 Marvel movies a year. You know why? Because I realized they were building to something that was easy to understand, but it wasn't too simple enough where like I was able to predict what's going to happen, but it was enjoyable to watch. I see where the flow was going. And with this new phase, I'm like, bro, I see what they're trying to do, but it's like it's too much comic book shit they're trying to pull into the movie space, and it's not going to work.
I'm telling you, also spreading it thin to where it's on TV shows. Not everybody's gonna go watch a TV show about a character they don't really care about to get the story of the full phase. Like I'm not going to watch She-Hulk, bro. I'm not going to watch WandaVision, bro.
I feel like this
She-Hulk
issue.
Don't watch, but WandaVision was excellent.
I feel like the shit you talking about, Tara. I feel like this issue is is plaguing all the like media right now, like oversaturation.
It definitely is, but
that's getting too much of everything.
Like you said, because of Disney Plus, it's the streaming wars. Every streaming site and app are pulling their biggest IPs and milking them.
It's the content war. They buying up everything.
are pulling their biggest IPs and milking them.
My thing is, a lot of these characters are built. They're pulling out to do this. They're not that well known, so it's like, all right, what like let me pull what character they're gonna pull out next for a show, like the Skrulls. I mean, Ironheart. Ironheart was not even a popular comic book character. Why are you making a series about her? Like, no one liked her like that. And like, same with Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. She's not even the most popular Captain Marvel. Like, she's one of the least popular ones. So why are you bringing these people out and why are you putting them on the front screen like that? They're not that important. Yeah.
This might be a hot take. This might be a hot take, but I don't even like Scarlet Witch. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I think
she's not a big character. She's not a big. That's the thing. She's a big X-Men character, but X-Men's not introduced yet. I'm like, bro, you have the X-Men right there, and you're not doing anything with them.
Ain't they introducing X-Men in Deadpool?
No, they are, but then look how they had to do it. The Duke and the Gad movie.
I don't know if it's the. I'm gonna say this. Well, who did the Doctor Strange 2? Sam Raimi.
Yeah, but he wasn't supposed to do it at first. But
I'm gonna tell you what. That nigga ruined that movie for me because on the scene where she was becoming a Scarlet Witch or whatever the crap, they had them 2003 transitions of it was like an overlay of her floating like she's high or something. Do y'all remember the scenes I'm talking about? It was like, and it was like it was their faces over each other. I'm like, this corny.
That's his fucking style.
That's his style.
You like, bro, what is going on?
You could tell by the color grading of the movie, Terry. It's just like it just felt like a 2003 superhero movie.
I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just missing it. But she's not cool to me. Well, like, I don't like. They'd be like, "She's the Phoenix. She's the strongest." I'm like, I'm not buying it. I'm not.
See, that's my problem. They try to make her into the Jean Grey, and she's not Jean Grey. That's why I'm like, they're trying. You know, they're trying to impose or superimpose other characters from the other IPs they own and throw it on other characters. Like
they were trying to do House of M. They were trying to do an abbreviated House of M,
which was bad because House of M was like a crazy. Like there was a lot of issues tied to that. But my thing is, they tried to make her Jean Grey.
Yeah, the X-Men
were. She's a Scarlet Witch.
And she's not Jean Grey, and that's why I'm like, they have to like introduce these characters that are actually like where people. All right, I get why Wanda's like that, but if it was Jean Grey, I understood because Jean Grey had all this shit going on in her life that made her like a sympathetic character. Wanda in the comics is that sympathetic. Like,
I don't know how they're gonna introduce the X-Men, bro. Because
ain't
the X-Men like overpowered?
They already started. They already started. Wakanda Forever. What did the water Mexican say he was? He said I'm a mutant.
Namor. Yeah. Namor is
Scarlet. Isn't it Scarlet Witch? Mutant?
Yes. Scarlet Witch is a mutant too.
Fam, y'all gonna keep it a buck or what? The nigga from Black Panther was a bigger threat and scarier than Kang was in this Ant-Man movie.
Facts.
Oh, facts.
Yo, when I seen them water Mexicans pull up on the whales, nigga, I was terrified.
I was scared. That hypnotic music, that shit had me shook.
Fam, when they threw that spear, he went, I was like, yeah, I'm on their side.
But I'm glad they did Namor like that because Namor in the comics, you don't fuck with that dude. They got him down. It's just that I feel like he was in the movie he was in was underwhelming, but they did a good job with him. It's just that sure he sucked.
You know what helped make him look menacing too? It's because his eyes always look bloodshot or yellow. You know when people smoke too much, their eyes get yellow.
The Michael Jordan eyes.
Yeah,
the alcoholic eyes.
Jaundice,
bro. He looked like he be in front of a gas station every day. I was like, yeah, that nigga ain't playing, bro. He will like he willing to risk it all.
Crazy. I think I'm more scared of a nigga with yellow eyes than
Hey, come on, man. I'm in here.
Oh, my bad. Don't touch my bad. Bro. But we talking about he literally said, bro, he said, I will go to war with the whole earth because you killed one of my people. That's fire. What?
Bro, they was pulling up on whales, dog.
Hey, y'all niggas making it seem like Black Panther 2 is a great movie now.
No, I'm just talking about him.
Namor's the only reason why like that movie wasn't a total fail to me.
Yeah, that is.
Bro, Namor's been the best villain of this entire phase.
Bro, Namor killed that old lady. He killed Angela Bassett and looked at her and said, okay, well, you're the queen now. I'll be back in a few minutes. And flew off. Kang was over here crying, shaking his bottom lip because he wanted to go home. Bro, come on, bro.
But my thing with Kang is
crazy.
Like, you know what they should have done with Kang? Doctor Strange and the multiverse should have had Kang in that movie as like the person Wanda ran into and thought she could fuck with him, and then he just tears her shit up. And
but
then
they were so caught up with, and this is some of the bullshit Marvel does. This is so heavy-handed. I mentioned earlier, like you mentioned some of the problems with these characters. A lot of it's pandering, like introducing the little Indian Miss Marvel, introducing Ironheart. That's all pandering. And then when you look at what they did in Multiverse of Madness. They had a little Mexican girl named America whose superpowers is jumping through borders,
With two moms.
Come on, dog. What are we doing?
Basically time travel.
Yeah,
it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that movie should have been a lot more bigger. And that was a movie that introduced Kang because she was going through the multiverse.
Exactly.
All they had to do was Wanda was like if they want, and the thing is the way how Wanda went out was whack too. If they wanted Wanda to go out, Wanda should have fucked with Kang, and Kang was like, you know who the fuck you messing with, and then did something to her. Now you have Wanda out the way, and now Doctor Strange like, fuck, I gotta warn these people that Kang is coming. And then you have your setup for Phase 5.
Bro, this is the only way that I can see. This is the only way that I can see Marvel doing something good for me. Even though what DC has been doing lately, this Flash movie might be the most left of it. But with Batman and Joker, you know how grounded those felt? Like it took away that allure of like superheroes, and it really made it feel like grunge with the actual, even the fight scenes. They weren't crazy, but they felt real. The Batmobile, niggas didn't like the Mustang at first, but it was realistic for the time, right?
To be fair, ain't that like DC thing? Movies mostly be grounded.
Yeah,
and they've only proven to do it successfully with Batman.
But that's weird though. That's weird because Marvel's supposed to have the more grounded heroes. Because in DC, these heroes are supposed to be abnormally, like ridiculously powerful. Like the people in the Justice League their powers are fucking insane. It doesn't make any sense to how they're making a movie so grounded in DC and Marvel. They're not supposed to be this flamboyant with it, but they that's how they said it.
That's the word, flamboyant. Like
outside of the Batman universe, what other DC movie has successfully been grounded? Like Batman and Joker, I feel like those are layups. Batman,
that's true.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Man of Steel,
but not even, not even just on like
Man of Steel. They tried, but it wasn't. It was a fucking aliens flying in from Earth. Like
but it felt more gritty.
I'm not talking about taking away the fantasy of comic books. I'm saying make the delivery real enough that it doesn't feel like I'm Thor. I'm gonna say a little cheesy joke as I destroy this ship. I'm gonna look at you and have a conversation about friendship while we're fighting niggas and aliens are shooting at me with lasers. Like it's very disconnected. Like
so you mean emotionally realistic?
I need some emotional investment from the characters. I need emotional investment from the actual surroundings. Like, bro, we got more passion. We got more passion in Kang from the little girl who had the staff with the little face tattoo, like a fake Kalani. She was more passionate. She was more passionate about having her home ransacked than Cassie was at the fact that I'm in the quantum world right now.
Well, I think the problem is look who they have writing the shit. Rick and Morty writers.
Yeah.
That's your problem right there.
They need Spike Lee to make the next Marvel movie, or they need to have
or they need to have
different directors, bro.
The Russos were excellent with that. With what Alex is talking about, the Russos were excellent with that. Look at Captain America: Winter Soldier. Look at Civil War, and look at what they did at Endgame. As far as emotional stakes,
like a nice balance between the jokes and seriousness,
and like grounding their characters' reactions in seriousness and not comedy. Winter Soldier and Civil War are both fucking excellent, especially Winter Soldier. But like that shit Alex is talking about, I think the Russos have been the best at that with the MCU.
But the thing is, a lot of like high class like directors don't want to take superhero movies or Marvel movies. Like,
well, I don't think you need a high class director.
Like, it's this stigma, like they got like a lot of big actors and directors.
No, but it's not even that. It's because they know they're not gonna get full control.
Exactly.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, because they remember. I think someone says Marvel has like the CG and shit made first before they even start shooting shots. They have like the CG scenes planned out and boarded already. So you're making the story around the scenes they want to put in. So it's like in reverse, where like if you make a movie, and you're like, all right, I mean, add this, and that. No, they already have a skeleton for a movie planned out, and then the director just fills in the skeleton, which is kind of bad.
MCU films are made by
So,
committee. That's not a good thing.
And they're saying that's why Scott Derrickson left Doctor Strange and they brought in Sam
Sam
Raimi
Raimi.
because Scott Derrickson wanted to go full blown horror
so
and make it horror.
wait, so like with Guardians of the Galaxy, does James Gunn have full control, or
Well,
is it the same deal?
he is like actually one of the only ones that full control because the first Guardians movie, they're like, well, if it doesn't hit, we fuck it. We don't care about them. They're obscure anyway. But because Guardians did so well, they gave him extra control over what he wanted to do. That's why Guardians seems so removed
Different
from the
from
MCU, and that's why it's like, damn, why can't James Gunn why can't they have another like Guardians hit with the other obscure characters? Because they made Guardians before 2015 or whatever. No one gave comic book fans don't even give a fuck about Guardians until like the movies shot them into another stratosphere of like popularity. And now it's like
let's keep it a bean. A lot of that was because of the soundtrack. Come on now.
Oh, soundtrack, but also like he gave those characters personalities and stuff like that. Like Star-Lord was a bum. Like, he's not a bum in the comics, but he was like, all right, whatever. Just a random dude with a fucking gun. Like, get the fuck out of my way. No one gives a fuck. But now it's like these characters are B and A-list characters now. Like Rocket Raccoon was not a joke. Yeah, he elevated these dudes. They don't have directors anymore that elevate the characters or know how to write these characters into stardom. Iron Man was a C-list hero in the 80s and 90s and leading up to his movie.
Oh, wow.
Iron Man is like it's like an A-list hero. He's a bona fide A-list hero now. He's up there with Batman and Superman.
Yeah,
you told me that shit 20 years ago, people would laugh at you out the fucking room. Marvel lost that. They lost that magic where they can like elevate these characters to like for people to care about them. Like it's gone.
The movies made Iron Man sexy. Back in the day, Iron Man's suit looked like a wide body Buick.
Yeah.
He looked clunky.
The only way we're gonna see change is if these movies start failing.
Ain't Iron Man the wife beater in the comic books?
No, he's an alcoholic. He beats like Hank Pym too. Hank Pym beat the shit out of Janet Van Dyne.
Yeah, I know Ant-Man was a wife beater too.
A wife beater. But then a lot of these, but even that, you know what? I know it sounds crazy, but even introducing that in the MCU, they have some real world issues on top of the cosmic shit. Will help. That's what they introduced in the Netflix shows. Because if you watch the Netflix, a lot of the issues the characters are dealing with were like simple shit. Well, that's not simple, but domestic violence, shit like that.
Jones.
They had like, she was like a investigator and a detective. So that's what I liked about the Netflix shows, and I wish they took that from the Netflix shows and put that in the movies. Because the Netflix shows, even though they had like powers and stuff, it was really, really grounded. That violence was there. There was actual stakes. Characters died. Like characters like you cared about, like Ben Urich, like a writer for the Daily Bugle. He's dead. Like and he stayed dead. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna bring you back type of shit. They had characters you care about, and they actually like passed, or like there was actual consequences for the characters of the Netflix shows. And now
look at Daredevil. Daredevil is one of probably the best shows of the last few years. Like if you look at the last 5 years since Daredevil season 1, how many shows do you say are better than that Daredevil Netflix series? Not
a lot. Not a lot. Season 1 and 3 was like good. I mean, Luke Cage was whatever, but then you had Jessica Jones season 1 with Kilgrave.
Y'all didn't like
that shit was great.
What's the Punisher? The Punisher. Y'all didn't like the first season of that?
I liked it, but then it's like there's only so much you can do with the Punisher. The dude just like to shoot people up, and it's like okay, cool. And then in this climate now, you really can't have a dude like that.
He was so good in Daredevil season 2. Those first 6 episodes of Daredevil. Once they got rid of Punisher in season 2 and they went into the Elektra storyline, that season went off the rails. But those first 6 episodes were fucking phenomenal. Phenomenal.
But the stories in those are so good. It's like, just bring that back out again. But we don't. Who wrote that? Netflix.
Yeah, that was done completely by Netflix. Feige and MCU had nothing to do with that. And my worry now that they announced a new. I know this Daredevil's going to be trash. They said 2 things. These old the Netflix shows were 12, 13 episodes, about an hour long. These are going to be 24 episode seasons, 20 minutes a pop. That show's going to be terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't like the show was like an hour a piece.
Yeah, the Netflix episodes were 12, 13 episodes in a season. They were about an hour and 15 minutes long. This new Daredevil, they announced they're going to be 20 to 25 minutes episodes, and there's going to be like 20 some odd episodes in the first season. That show's going to be bad. they're gonna ruin that damn. I mean, Daredevil's screwed before the Netflix show, but they're gonna take it back to that damn Ben Affleck days when that damn movie was terrible. Like, this is about to be a bad show. There's been nothing that's come out on the Netflix shows that have inspired any confidence outside of Loki and WandaVision. I thought the rest were pretty mediocre. Moon Knight had its moments, but by the
the
end
first
of it,
episode of Moon
came
Knight
into
was...
But you know what, bro? The thing is, they have a good base on those shows. They're just not taking an extra step to make it. Like, you can see where, like, oh man, bro, you had it right there, and then they play it too safe, and then it's like, yo, you had something there, and then you went with the safe route. There was other. It's like a Moon Knight. They could have been. I'm not saying violence is like makes it better, but for that character and for what like the story was presenting, it needed more. It needed that rated R shit. It needed to be more graphic, and not like the jokes weren't too bad in Moon Knight. But I feel like there's an extra step they could have taken it there and pushed the envelope further. But then like, nope, we're Disney. We can't do that.
Hey, Wonton, you here? Where Wonton?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, you seen the report that said Marvel said Robert Downey Jr. is reportedly no longer on the table to return as Iron Man?
Was he supposed to?
Yeah, I think
it was a leak that he's going to be in. So this is the leak for Secret Wars, which is the second movie after Kang last year. Secret Wars is supposed to be kind of how it is in the comics, where you have all the superheroes all meeting up to fight one threat or fight each other, whatever. The leak has been that we're going to get quote unquote almost all the actors who ever played a Marvel character are on the table to come back. Some of the ones that I've already seen that are so far confirmed, so it's not confirmed, but the leakers have said that they've heard are in the movie. The Spider-Mans are coming back. Hugh Jackman's supposed to be in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So shit like that.
Oh God.
They were supposed, and Robert Downey Jr. was supposed to come back as well. But like
you
Red
not
Pick
get
said,
Robert Downey Jr.
Like Red Pick said, that's all. We don't know. Nothing's officially confirmed. So.
But I think it's because Robert Downey Jr. probably asked for too much money.
Yeah, but I mean they could pay his ass. They got the money.
They had the money to pay everybody they want to pay. Like,
because he gonna be integral. He gonna be like, that make people come see the movie. He coming. So I think.
Not to be rude to Robert Downey Jr., but what else does he have to do? Everything outside of Iron Man, he's done post Iron Man has flopped. The Judge was a flop. Dr. Dolittle was a flop. Oh, this man might as well take the bag and come back. He better stop playing around.
He only did that Dr. Dolittle movie. That's all.
Well, my thing is, I think when you leave a franchise on a strong start, a strong finish, do you really want to go back and fuck it up?
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you got paid 30 to 50 million a movie for like 7, 8, 9, however many Marvel movies he was in, I mean, he's got enough money to where he's never got to do another.
And he has royalties and shit.
Yeah,
they use his image and shit like in the shows and stuff. So it's like, you got to be paid,
man.
He made like 1% of.
I'm sorry, real quick. I know why. I just think it's a little crazy that like Tarek is speaking more about this Marvel shit than Wonton, and Wonton is like the Marvel like aficionado. I don't know. I just think it's a little crazy.
Oh, because this is thoughts I've had for years.
You've been the most like talkative with this Marvel shit.
You know why, Chop? Because I'm not an MCU dicky like y'all think I am. I'm really not.
But I've been telling Wonton this for like 2 years ago, and he called me crazy. And I said this was going to happen. And I was just like, Kevin Feige got to go. Like, you know what?
Oh yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, bro. He been on bullshit, especially last year.
Because
you're tripping.
You can't. When someone's in charge too long, you need a new voice in there. Yes, he led the MCU the first 4 phases. He did really good. But then again,
his attention to detail is crazy.
Yeah, but now where's that at now? Like, that's just completely fucking gone now. It's like
he gave control to him before he left DC.
You need new voices in a room. You can't have the same voice in a room for 15 fucking years, bro. You need to change that shit up.
No. But if we're bringing up problems, then let's bring up solutions too. So who are you going to replace him with?
Oh, good question.
Oh, but this is the thing. You don't have to replace him with one person. You can just do what other places like. So you have writers of Marvel comic, right? You can give more creative control to some of the comic writers. Maybe he's still there, but he shouldn't be making every decision solely. He should not be the end all be all anymore. There should be a more collaborative approach. Maybe the Russo brothers, maybe they take over collective control, creative control, and they maybe doesn't direct the movies anymore. But maybe they have a little more say into it because what they did in those Avengers movies was so great. You just give them a little more control and power to like control it. Because my thing is, if these directors are supposed to be like it, like always connected to this, and they're gonna direct every movie or write every movie, give them more control of what they're doing. If you're just gonna have one guy calling the shots and you're a director and your job is only to fill in the blanks, then I'm not directing a man movie. I'm just filling in the blanks for you. I'm not really directing. I'm not really creating anything. I'm molding something that you already like gave me. So you don't really have control. So my thing is, fuck the creative director. Make the directors have more control of what they're doing, and then and then you know what? The same thing with Star Wars. Star Wars had this problem where they had one person, running the show, and then they had these directors that were doing their own thing, and they really weren't They didn't really have a path. They didn't really have like a creative vision. They're just like, we need to get these movies out quick, but there's one Captain Kennedy's running the shit. That didn't end up well because she ended up approving the worst shit, and there was no one to tell her, no, don't do this. Don't bring Palpatine back. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Yeah.
And
she
it's
just
like,
let him do whatever the fuck.
Kevin Feige's just like, all right, I got this end all be all. I want this to happen. Who's gonna tell the dude no?
Yeah.
There's no one telling them no.
I don't see a better option than Kevin Feige out there. I don't see someone who has his knowledge of comics, his knowledge of business, his knowledge of entertainment, of film production, all of that wrapped up. Like Kevin Feige is like one in a lifetime type of guy.
Yeah.
Guys like him.
Jonas, you don't think James Gunn could have took over?
Oh.
Yeah, but no, James Gunn needed a partner.
But my thing with Kevin Feige is like, eventually that magic runs out. Nothing lasts forever. I don't. Every movie, like George Lucas. I love George Lucas.
Yeah.
But there's a time where like, all right, I love the prequels, but I can see where people are coming from. Like, all right, bro, you need someone. He needed someone to reel him in. Kevin Feige needs someone not to reel him in. He needs someone to like, all right, bro, we're playing this too safe. You can do this with this movie. Like with Blade, you can do this you can go rated R with this movie. It's not gonna be. He's trying to make every movie into this mega hit, and everything needs to be a mega hit.
It's not gonna happen.
But is that him or is that Bob Iger? Is that Disney?
But
is that
But Kevin Feige got promoted. Kevin Feige is he even though Bob Iger, but Bob Iger also cut back on the Star Wars movies. He told Kathleen Kennedy, "Yo, you got to stop doing this shit. No one liked this shit. We're gonna cancel all these." That's why Rian Johnson trilogy is gone. Bob Iger stepped in and was like, "Nah, we're not doing this shit no more." So they trust Kevin Feige a lot more, I think, because of like, yo, you made us all this money. The Infinity Saga did so well versus the Star Wars thing, where
it made a lot of money, but
then the critically, it's like people are like, what the fuck? No one said that about Marvel until now. Now we're gonna see what Disney does with Kevin Feige going forward. Because if Phase 5 is a flop like Phase 4 was, trust me, there's gonna be some shit. You won't hear about it publicly, but there's gonna be some changes in the background, and that may be Kevin Feige losing some creative power, or them giving to somebody else. I don't know who that person is, but there are people out there that can help. I'm not sure.
I don't even think the quality of the movies have gone down too much. I think they're being received differently because now when you're 20 some odd movies in, you can very clearly realize that it's a template. It's a template.
Yeah.
There's a couple missing lines here. There, it's like insert name here, insert name there, insert name there, and that's it.
That's a fact.
Right.
It's just a template now. So you can pretty much know the entire movie beat for beat for beat before the movie even comes out because they have a very specific template.
It's a template that many superhero movies copy to this day. So it's like time to switch it up a little bit.
And that's why you need somebody else.
Yeah.
All right. That was a good little Marvel conversation. All right, to wrap up the pot. Oh yeah, Jack ain't gonna like this one.
Hey, I will say this, and this will be my last topic on Marvel. I do wish the landscape of movies steered away from everyone only looking forward to the next
Marvel movie.
Yeah, not even Marvel, but also DC. Because I feel like a lot of movies go under the radar because people think about it. when is the last movie that wasn't a superhero movie? People were buying the pre-sale, buying their tickets a month in advance.
Jurassic.
Star Wars.
Maybe
Star Wars,
Top
Avatar.
Gun. There was a
Yeah,
lot
Star
of
Wars.
So
Top
Star
Gun.
Wars and
That's also
Avatar.
a franchise. Top Gun.
Oh, Star Wars, Avatar. Top Gun. Top Gun was
Well, that's a different topic in itself. It's just the IPification of movies now. Everything's a fucking
Yeah.
IP.
IP. Yep. It's
So
hard
franchises.
to do big hits.
it's in video games too. Like think about video games.
Yeah.
Everything is IP based now. Like no one wants to give anything a chance.
It's the content wars. They want an instant hit. Like they don't want to take chances anymore. It's hard to take.
Or
And if they do take chances, it's a low budget.
Or if they do take chances, they gotta find a way to milk it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
they'll turn
it's
that
like
into a franchise. Look at
it's
John
like
Wick.
it's like Horizon. Like I love Horizon, but like Sony's like, all right, shit, we sold 20 million. We're going all in. It's like that. It's like they don't. They know they see what sticks on the wall, and they're gonna make sure that shit sticks on the wall forever.
Like a prime example, Avatar, nigga. Look at this. They trying to make how many movies? 10?
Five.
So far, watch after he done. He gonna announce 3 more movies. Gonna be 8 movies.
He definitely is.
Avatar 2 made like what, $2 billion each movie? Like that's crazy. So you're already about to milk the fuck out of it, and it's Disney too. So you're not even.
It's just how people. But the thing is, we're talking about it like, damn. But the common viewer doesn't give a shit. They're gonna keep watching.
They don't.
This is why I'm like, when people complain about Call of Duty or like any other games, we go like Madden. I'm like, yo, y'all keep buying these games. It's like, well, it's not the hardcore. It's the casual moviegoers. Oh shit, Marvel movies out. I'm gonna watch it.
They're not as critical.
I think a lot of this is from when the pandemic happened to where theaters were almost extinct, and it got to where everyone was just saying, "I'll just wait till it hits streaming." I don't think people, for the most part, most people are looking for the next trailer or the next movie. I think they're literally saying, not us. I'm saying the casual person. I think they're waiting for their streaming services to update. Just update with the next slate of movies. Because think about it. That's what's constantly getting. People in this group chat will have a subscription to A-Star, A-List, or whatever y'all got for the movies, right?
Yeah.
Most people, they're thinking about, I'm paying for Hulu, HBO Max, Amazon, Netflix. I'm paying for all of these. I'm going to get my money's worth. So they'll just sit there and wait. Like they just put Woman King on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's like number 1. It's like in the top 2 or 3 movies on Netflix right now. Like just for what's trending. A lot of people did not see that movie. I was on Twitter going up like, if y'all haven't seen a woman, I'm like, nigga, that came out in like January.
Yeah.
Or
like,
get my last year.
Alex, you mentioned
trailers.
Yeah.
You mentioned trailers. People don't give a fuck about trailers no more. The trailers outside of the superhero movies, nobody cares about trailers. The trailers now is let me log on social media. What's trending? What is everybody? Let everybody tell me what's good, and then I'm gonna go watch it.
Most trailers,
the same way studios don't take chances, the viewer's not taking chances either. It's not like back in the day where you can go into a Blockbuster and look for something. You like, damn, I came here for this. It's not here. Yo, let me ask dude who works here. Yo, I came to look for this movie. You got any suggestions? Like now it's just social media. What's trending? What's popping on social media, and that can be manipulated through marketing and algorithms.
Also, like the average viewer, like attention span is like much shorter now. You see, they keep condensing a movie to like trying to get into that sweet 2-hour spot too. So it's like they real conscious of how they waste the viewer's time, I guess. So there's a lot of things that go into all this.
Yeah, that's why I can't stand those Minion movies, because it's just a perfect example of film culture these days, fam.
I like that movie. Fuck yeah.
Oh, what? No, you know what? Let's save that for another time.
Well, yeah, it's just the last 15 years has been this shit where like we're gonna buy this. You see, like with Microsoft, the Activision shit. We're gonna buy Call of Duty because people love Call of Duty, and we're gonna build the fuck out of it because people love Call of Duty. It's like we're gonna complain about it because we pay attention to this shit a lot more. But the common average person, they don't give a fuck. They don't care.
You really should have brought up Disney buying Fox.
Well,
how big of a that is. Like Disney owns the biggest IPs in like movie like history. Like
so, and they got creative control. They don't have competition no more, so they can do what they want. Like they don't have to worry about what DC fucked up so bad that they're like. And the thing is, DC is still like DC is still bigger than Marvel in the sense of like the character, like Superman and fucking Batman, or other than Spider-Man.
And
They're
Wonder
still
Woman.
Wonder Woman. They're still like the top like other than Spider-Man, Marvel don't have a character that touches those three people. But DC fucked up so bad, which is like if you told me 20 years ago who would have a more successful franchise, DC or Marvel, I would have said DC 10 out of 10 times because they're just they got the characters people care about. But because Warner Brothers fucked up, we're in the state where like Marvel can do what the fuck they want to do. No, what? Yeah, because we already have this taste for DC. When DC releases a movie, most people already write it off. They're like, man, fuck DC. Like Black Panther came out, and people are like, fuck, ain't gonna watch that shit. It's DC. So it's like with iPhone and Android. You tell people you have an Android, people are like, fucking Android, what the fuck? And it's like it got that stigma around it.
You can say that again. I'm sick of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm an Android user and I had that shit all the fucking time. But it's like it's a stigmatization, it's a stigma around it, and that's what Marvel made us like was started off so good, and DC started off so bad. Now there's this stigma around DC, and now DC can't never get a foothold. So I like the Batman movie that came out. That movie did not make a lot of money compared to like other Marvel movies. So people, they're like,
what made like 300 mil? I think.
Yeah, so it's like. At that point, DC's like, well, I guess we're not gonna make a movie like that again. And then you have this cycle.
It was rated R too, so.
Yeah, but it's like the Joker was rated R, and the Joker made a good amount of money. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, because they say rated R movies tend to not make that much because of kids and all this shit. But Deadpool, I think Deadpool gonna make $1 billion.
Deadpool, but the thing is, this another Marvel movie. It's like, damn, now Marvel's gonna own that space too.
Yep.
Shit.
All the best superhero movies that have come out recently outside of Endgame because of what it was have been rated R. Logan,
Deadpool, Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Logan.
Suicide Squad, like Batman, Joker. They've all been rated R. All the best as far as quality.
Bro, and you have to.
The best superhero show of last year was The Boys. It beat every Marvel show.
The Boy. Oh yeah, Invincible even. Holy shit!
It even had, bro. It even had people bending the rules of what horror is. These niggas had running around saying, Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse is going to be a horror movie. Bro, huh?
Originally it was supposed to be. They toned it way down.
Damn, I'm talking about what we got. What we got was when he transformed, when he was dead or whatever, that looked like some Michael Jackson Thriller level makeup. Come on, bro. Horror movie. Come on.
You know what killed Multiverse of Madness for me more than anything?
The third eyeball in the end of the movie?
No, not even. And I wonder how much my take on that movie would have been affected had I not seen Everything Everywhere All at Once before Doctor Strange.
I seen it. I seen that.
I wish you was in After Dark, bro. I fought niggas for 2 hours about that movie.
He's spitting.
Good movie.
I fought 2 hours on saying how a movie that no one ever even knew was coming out just happened to drop, did a better multiverse theme idea, and executed it better than a Marvel movie.
Better doesn't do a service. It was astronomically mild, like doesn't even belong in the same conversation.
The Daniels absolutely cooked Doctor Strange, fam. Like Everything Everywhere All at Once is so good. Like it does multiverse the right. Oh no.
Seeing that it had me so hyped. I'm like, yo, if this random movie that I never heard of with all these people that I've never really heard of before can do this, then imagine what Marvel and Doctor Strange gonna do. Man, set me up for the ultimate disappointment, man.
How long is Everywhere? How long is that movie?
About 2 hours.
Like, I thought it was like
that's one of my favorite lines of like in recent memory.
I thought the movie was like around 3 hours.
Nah, not even close.
Was you talking about Everything Everywhere?
Yeah.
No, like 2 hours, 2 hours, 5 minutes.
And that movie don't even feel long.
I'm about to say, because Doctor Strange, it feel like that movie was supposed to be longer or something, but you could tell they cut a lot of shit out and to cut the runtime. So it's like that movie could have been much, 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 much better.
The worst thing about that, the whole thing about Everything Everywhere All at Once and the Doctor Strange situation is that Marvel and Disney are going to look at that. They're going to hire the directors, and then they're going to put them and say, oh, here are these constraints, but we want something like that. It's like, no, the whole reason why that film was good because they went wild.
Yeah.
Like they go out and get these like auteur directors and then just try and stuff them into their like system, and it don't work. Like, and they keep making the same mistake, and it's like, oh my.
Come on, John Donuts, turn up.
Hey, It was funny, boy. Y'all said when Tyrek said how they handle the CGI sequences. That's probably why the studio is so overworked and they don't like working with Marvel.
That's interesting. You know what's also interesting?
What?
That kind of spoke to what their workflow is like.
Yep.
If multiple animators are working on multiple movies, they don't really have any. I mean, they're hired. They're doing their job, right? But if I'm only coming in to work on this scene of Black Panther, and then next month I'm gonna be working on a scene for Ant-Man, I don't have any real weight to what I'm doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not saying that that's how it works, but I mean, like, if you're not there for the movie's cradle to grave, you're not gonna be there to catch mistakes earlier in the movie or consistencies
Right.
or even the style of CGI. Like, that's kind of interesting to hear that they.
What? How you arguing in Weaponville podcast? That's why you're not speaking. The fuck?
This nigga.
I wonder where this nigga's at. This nigga's already good at Last of Us.
This nigga.
Fire.
This nigga. I still gotta watch episode 6. I ain't been, But yeah. We've been going that for a little while, so
I think I'm marveled out for the year, bro. I don't even know what else is coming out.
I'm tired of talking about Marvel, to be honest.
Scream 5, March 23rd. Let's go.
Oh yeah, that's about. Hey, speaking of that, we talking about some March releases, y'all. What y'all looking forward to for next month?
Demon Slayer.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer. Y'all hyped for that shit?
Bro,
Yeah.
yes, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see it. I ain't hyped for it.
Bro,
hyped.
what?
That last movie was fire.
It was boring. I ain't gonna lie. It was, bro. That's I hate dream sequences in movies, bro. And that part put me to sleep in the movies.
Fam,
I don't get. I hate dream sequences. Like that shit is boring. I don't know.
Is it like an ice level for you?
Yes, bro.
No, that's me with ice levels. I can't stand ice levels.
Bro, dream sequences are so lame to me. They're just talking to themselves, trying to snap out of it. Oh, this almost always the same. Every dream sequence in the movie. Oh yeah.
What other movies are coming out? Let me see.
I'm excited for 65.
I just
saw. Oh yeah. Yep. I'm excited for 65 and Creed. Well, I'm not really excited for Creed. I'm really just 65.
I don't care about dinosaurs. I'm only going to see it. What's his name? Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. Yo, that was a surprisingly good trailer when I watched that shit in theaters. I was actually interested.
I'm only going to see it to see if he is a good actor. I've seen him in things before, but every time I see him, I'm just like, why is he an actor? Like
Star Wars?
Is that what it was? Yeah, he was Kylo Ren.
He was in other movies too. Like he was always in those smaller productions. The KKK one.
Oh, he was. Yeah. Talking about Black Klansman.
Yeah, Black Klansman. Yeah.
What about that other movie with
House of Gucci?
He had a movie with the
last Duel.
That's why I want to see it because
he's gonna have
to stand on this movie.
He was in Lincoln. He was Lincoln. He was in what's that shit called? Man and Boy.
Oh shit!
Bro, there really nothing coming out next month.
I will be supporting Idris Elba as well because Luther, the film's coming out.
John Wick 4, let's go.
Wait, John Wick 4 come on next month?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, towards the end of the month, like March 24th, I believe.
I'm seeing that, boy. Oh, I'm seeing Inside. That's the William Dafoe movie.
Oh yeah.
Wait, Alex, I know you're a horror fan. You watching Scream in March?
Scream movies like tend to be like comedies, low key?
No, not really.
I think you're confusing it with the scary movies. They're purposely kind of over the top, campy.
So you won't be very well executed for what it is, for being a slasher franchise.
Okay.
Children of the Corn, that's coming out.
Oh yeah, Shazam comes out. I think I might go see it.
Shit. There's actually there's not that much. I mean, Creed, Children of the Corn.
There is Dungeon and Dragons, and I have been liking the trailer. So.
That's a video game movie, right?
No, that's a board game.
Yeah, board game movie.
I'm gonna see that just because the CGI looks fun.
Are y'all gonna see Shazam? Are you excited for that?
I'm not.
Oh yeah.
I don't give a shit about that movie.
Damn. I didn't like the first one.
Oh wow.
The first one put me to sleep. I literally was watching that shit. I woke up the next day.
I like Zachary Levi all the way back from Chalk. So yeah, I gotta go support it, man.
I think I'm most excited for 65.
And there's also, I don't know, this is a video, Batman the Doom that came to Gotham. It's like one of those Batman animated movies.
Oh yeah, the straight to
Yeah,
DVD. Yeah, I like that.
I like those. Like DC, you know, DC always hits with their animated shit, and I wish they kind of stuck with it. But you know, animated movies don't make that much money unless you're Disney or Pixar.
That's the only reason why they will remain relevant to the younger generations is because of the animated movies they're putting out.
Yeah, that too.
Well, if anybody wants to watch a fun horror movie that's pretty disturbing, Alex mentioned Inside with Willem Dafoe. There's a movie from 2007 called Inside, a French horror movie. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with it. If you want to see it, if you want to see something horrific, truly horrific, that's a movie that fucked me up for a little minute. It fucked me up for a while. Not gonna lie to you, but that's a good horror movie.
Yeah, that's the Inside.
Inside came out 2007. It's a French horror movie.
Yeah.
Ain't that Willem Dafoe movie called Inside?
Yeah. It's Inside, and I think it's with Ben
That's
Hopkins.
what made me think of it.
Oh, okay.
And
Inside 2007.
Yeah,
Hey, this might be a movie night, boys. We might do a movie night.
Oh yeah, we might do that. Damn, John Wick 4 do come on March 24th.
Oh, it was rated a 6 out of 10. I'm excited.
Oh, it about to be mid, huh?
No.
You love mid, nigga.
A solid French horror movie with one of the better. I won't say one of the better what's that I've seen, but I'll just let you watch it if you so choose on your own time. But pregnant woman on Home Alone. That's all it is. Pregnant woman Home Alone. Somebody's trying to get in the house.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Oh wait, they got this movie called 1001. Tiana Taylor's in it. It might be interesting.
She acts. Fuck.
Yeah. It come out March 31st. They said it was winning awards. They say it could be she might win an Oscar off this, so we're gonna see.
Okay, out of all those films though, which one do you think is gonna be the best in March?
Oh, the highest grossing?
Yeah, and just like the critically the best.
Oh, critically I can't tell critically.
John Wick is probably gonna be the highest grossing.
You think so?
I just saw John Wick 1 again last week. I'm about to watch.
I think it's between John Wick and Creed 3.
Yeah, I think Creed. I think Creed might take it.
In terms of critical acclaim, I don't know who's gonna be. I mean, it'll probably be one of those smaller productions, but I know I think John Wick is gonna have like the money maker is gonna be that one. Shazam, I'm not too sure about.
Oh yeah. That might be one. That might be one of the best selling ones, but they got a lot of riding on that movie. Well, no, they don't.
Put some respect on Ghostface.
What's that?
Yo, no respect at all. No respect at all, man. Shout out, yo.
Yeah, I think I'm marveled out, man.
Hey, what you think will be the highest grossing?
Who, me?
Yeah, I said, what you think is gonna be the highest grossing movie of March?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I have no comment on that because I do not care about the money that movies make.
I know that done.
Keep in mind, a lot of the movies that I be recommending y'all be flops. Box office.
Yeah.
I love Babylon.
We know.
I love Babylon, and it didn't do super amazing in the box office.
That shit did fucking horrible.
As above, so below.
That movie was amazing.
But the last duel, didn't that flop too, Tarek?
Oh yeah, that one. People thought that shit was gonna be a super hit. I mean, it was a good movie, but that shit did not do well.
Y'all know a movie I do not care about?
What?
Air. I'm not gonna go see a movie about Michael Jordan.
He's not even in the movie though.
I know, and I'm not about to go see a story.
I'm not watching. I'll watch it on streaming maybe.
When that come out?
You want to see Space Jam?
Nope.
Damn.
Wow. I bought the shoes. I'm not about to go watch a movie about him.
You only buy ones.
I think it's interesting how Nike was really just ass until they signed that dude, and then they turned their whole fortunes on.
I'm very interested in it. It reminds me of The Big Short. It's got that Moneyball feel to it. So yeah,
Nike offered Magic Johnson a deal and stock, and he turned it down for Converse.
I mean,
Converse too, something like that. Like only 100,000 from Converse.
Yeah,
now that same stock would have been worth like fucking $5 billion in today's time.
Yeah, think about it. At the time, Converse was bigger than Nike at that time, so I don't blame him.
No, Nike bought Converse is hilarious.
Yeah, that's
It's like
hilarious. That's the.
it reminds me of that McDonald's movie, The Founder.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah, with
yeah, that's where it might be. Yeah, Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Well,
Really
Magic
good movie.
Johnson hasn't always been the best when it comes to judgment. You don't just get HIV by making good decisions.
That's facts. Hey, once.
Oh, the audio's muted on YouTube. Maybe
Because
it's not
he's
now.
fucking deafened.
Well, now it's not now because he's back.
Man, why?
Oh my god.
Why you had to go on mute, man?
Why are you deafened, Martha? Martha?
Wait, are you giving us the silent treatment, nigga?
Anyway, Alex, what'd you say? What'd you say?
No, I was gonna say, ever since they canceled Raised by Wolves, I haven't been looking for any shows.
What is that show even about?
Fam, I don't even want to do. I don't want to not.
It's on HBO, right?
Yeah, it was.
I might give it a watch just
The
for
Last of
you.
Us is the only show I'm watching, and even that show was kind of like, it's cool.
You ain't feeling
okay.
it.
It's cool. It's cool.
You
I mean,
want the shot remake?
BT actually hated The Last of Us. Funny enough.
The video game. I ain't seen the show.
Oh.
But you're
What?
trash.
You hate the
Like,
video
you're
game?
trash for hating the video game.
Damn.
I thought the gameplay was horrible.
Oh, but
How?
that's not the strongest part of the game, though.
What about the gameplay did you not like?
I didn't like the shooting. I didn't like the way it moved. I really, really just like it. Just felt janky to me. It just felt janky to me. Like,
when'd you play it? Did you play when it first came out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, well,
I never played since. I haven't played Last of Us 2. I didn't play the remake. Although they said the remake they tightened up the shooting and the gameplay aspect is much better. I respect what they tried to do with the story, but the game just wasn't it. Wasn't it? Days Gone's far better than Last of Us to me.
Oh my god!
Hey, cut the show.
Yep, I said it.
Nah,
this ain't game, guys. This is a movie, guys. So we,
Nah.
What the hell?
I'm trying you the homie, and I'm trying.
I put 60 hours into Days Gone.
You making it worse.
Somewhere. Tick just button. You got on the gas or scooter.
It's so ass though.
Damn.
That's my biggest issue with Days Gone. But once you get into it, especially once you start running into hordes, that game is so much fun.
I always want on not speaking right now, hearing this blasphemy.
BT.
The Last of Us is just an overrated game, man. What do you want me to say? I didn't like it.
Are you on the balcony right now?
I didn't like it. No, I'm in the crib. I just turned on the PS5, actually.
Go sit on the balcony and just peek over a little bit too far. Ain't no way you saying Days Gone is better than The Last of Us.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it better than I did The Last of Us. I got about 4 or 5 hours in and said, I'm done with this.
You know what it is? It's because you need to break down them layers and you feel like you got to be too strong to be emotional for The Last of Us. Days Gone has nothing riveting in that narrative.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't care about the fucking narrative. It's a video game. I care about gameplay.
You know what, Buck? And I'm gonna put his little flat feet to the fire because this is the same man that touted the Ghost of Tsushima as having one of the best stories he's played in the past few years.
Wow, that what? The best
Yeah,
past few years?
I love the ending.
Why do you like Ghost of Tsushima?
I love the ending. I love the way they
Why?
wrapped up the
Why do you
uncle
like
and
the ending?
nephew story, and then the
Why do you like?
gameplay was phenomenal.
But
Did you
why?
kill? Did you
But
kill
why?
Uncle?
That was
But
the
why
best
do you?
Assassin's Creed game they've made
Yeah,
in years.
yes or no? Yes or no? Does the ending have to do with the narrative or what?
Yeah, the ending has to do with the narrative.
So you appreciate the narrative when it fits your.
I appreciate the narrative when it has the gameplay to match. I don't want to
You
sit
talk
here
a
and
lot.
pray for the next cutscene. Oh man, I can't wait for this cutscene because this gameplay is so boring. The Last of Us was boring.
All
We'll
right.
talk about this
I
in
mean,
Telegram. This is the movie,
wait.
guys.
Ghost of Tsushima was a phenomenal Assassin's Creed game, and as somebody who loved the early Assassin's Creed games, I've been waiting for
Why
something
does he keep
like that for a
saying that?
long time.
Hey, but I
Ghost of
think
Tsushima is not an Assassin's Creed
no.
game.
He said like
No, you know
that,
what I'm
like
saying. It's not an
yeah, you know what I'm
Assassin's
saying.
Creed game, but it played
Yeah,
like what I want an Assassin's Creed game to play like right now.
You know
Like,
what? Because people, I must say, a lot of people since Assassin's Creed first came out in 2007 have been waiting for a one in Japan, and they haven't made one yet. I mean, they're making
that's
one
basically
now.
it. Yeah,
But I still think Assassin's Creed's gameplay is a lot different from this one. To be honest, Ghost of Tsushima reminds me more of, like, funny enough, it's like God of War-ish in the sense where how you're moving around and stuff. And I don't think it's Assassin's Creed. I know people are getting it because you're stealthy and shit like that. I don't know if I'll call it Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed had a lot of the stealth shit down.
Like Valhalla was terrible. Odyssey
That shit
was
terrible.
way Origins was okay. But as
I
far as
think
what I want an Assassin's Creed game to be in 2023, that's what Ghost of Tsushima gave me.
I think you like Ghost of Tsushima because you look like the protagonist, and that's as far as it goes. There's no way you're saying. There's no way you're saying the narrative.
Well, BT, I think you should get the remake when it's on sale.
You had grown men in tears because of The Last of Us.
I think you should try to
Sounds
remake
like
it when it's on sale.
You had.
And
there's an F word for that we can't say in 2023, crying over a damn video game.
Hey BT, did you ever play Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah.
How did you feel about that ending?
Ooh,
I liked it. I thought it was good.
Did you think it was emotionally riveting?
When he got smoked at the end?
Was it emotionally charged? Spoilers.
No, it was good. It was good. It didn't make me cry.
So when he got shot, when he got murdered, you was in your living room going, "Oh, fire, fire!" You weren't like quiet. That didn't like sit with you. That didn't resonate with you.
I could tell you exactly what I did.
You put another cheese stick between your toes. What'd you do?
You know when Peter Griffin fell and hurt his knees.
All right, let's wrap it up, man.
I didn't cry at a video game. I cried at movies.
This dude is psychotic, bro.
The Last of Us, the gameplay was garbage. If it had the gameplay to match the story was the only thing that kept me along 4 or 5 hours.
And The Last of Us 2 gameplay is amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want him to play the remake when it's on sale. And Last of Us 2 gameplay is fire. So
not
you like that game.
I gotta wait for it to hit PS Plus. Once it hits PS Plus, I'll give it a try.
Hey, Last of Us 2 is $10. Last of Us 2 is $10 right now.
Yeah, that's about $9.99 more than it's actually worth.
Last of Us 2.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it.
Since Alex wanted to call me out, now I'm gonna stand on my square and I'm gonna double down.
Yeah, I get it, guys. He want to have a hot take. Let's let him have it, man.
No, I didn't think it was a hot take until you informed me it was a hot take. I had no idea it was a hot take.
This is how we know you. This is how I know you need to be around, because you must not talk to any guys that play video games. You must be the only gamer in your crew, huh?
Ironically enough, you're right. You're correct.
If you knew how crazy you sound.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You sound like you kind of insane. I never heard that before.
Like you telling me that JaVale McGee is the best player we've seen in 20 years.
I don't like the gameplay. I thought the gameplay, and like I said, I played back when it first came out, and I played around the hype, and
that's why I asked you.
Was cool. But then once I got involved with the gunplay, I was like, all right, man.
That's why I asked you once you play the game, because you play that game like the first game. Now, okay, I kind of get it. But
yeah,
then
you play a remake. Your opinion might change, nigga. I mean, the gameplay is still not the best, but Last of Us 2 is crazy.
Last of Us 2 is dang near flawless.
Yeah, that game is probably the best game I think I played in the last 20 years.
Yeah, Last of Us 2 is one of the greatest games ever made.
Whenever it hit PS Plus, I'll give it a try.
It was so good. During the pandemic, my girl came over and watched me play all 20 hours of it in 2 days.
Man, it sounds like somebody got a life.
All right, BT. You know I sent bars your way that you never responded to. You know that, right?
I did respond to you. What you said, and then you tried to say I ain't get beat up by a dyke. We all seen it.
Nah, this dude was talking about Knick Knack Paddywhack. He wasn't really rapping, bro.
Nah.
He wrote something down on a sticky note and tried to act like it came up with it in the mid voice note. I'm not hearing.
No, I came up with a mid voice note. I wasn't writing.
You've been saying that same freestyle since Smack DVDs in 2002, and I want to hear new raps from you. I ain't heard nothing since that.
If we go back and listen to all your battle bars from the Jiggy League, I guarantee we can piece together every single verse you did in Telegram. Because I heard a couple of them bars in your Jiggy League.
Oh yeah.
You just recycling bars.
But I tell you, you think I'm not gonna kill Mac in the chat and realize, hold up, what did I just do there and put that on a main stage? You think I'm not gonna do that? That's only smart.
Oh, one time said he talking to his old lady.
Oh.
He must have got caught cheating.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
I might give me a pizza, even though I probably shouldn't.
You need to eat some oranges, nigga.
I know. Is that what I need?
You get some vitamin C, man.
For congestion, you need oranges.
I
think y'all just saying. I think y'all just saying.
I mean, Tarek is the doctor.
You think it's a Sudafed?
Yeah, I just took one like.
You awake?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that shit be putting me to sleep.
Tyrek, I'm a real one. I don't know. I know my
name.
I'm a man.
Nigga, I go straight to sleep, nigga.
I'm a real man. I gotta drive to Houston at like 3 a.m, bro.
Oh yeah. Yo, go to sleep.
I'm not going.
Yo, make sure you check in with Jay Prince.
Yeah, freak Jay Prince. I don't like that dude. You freaking with the mob tag.
Yeah, let's do our outros. One time gonna have to edit this one.
You think Jay Prince gonna be at Top Golf? We gonna run into him. I don't even know what I'm gonna wear this weekend. I gotta put my outfit together. Okay,
you know it's gonna be hot, right?
Good show.
It's gonna be hot. I gotta
good show today. I want everybody to go ahead.
Nah, hey, let's be real. You kind of fucked it up one time.
All right, Rip, we'll handle this afterward. Everybody go ahead and wrap it up. Give your final thoughts and outros, man. Go ahead.
This is my final thought. BT is a fake gamer.
Facts.
I think Marvel is ruining the movie landscape. And I'm excited to see what Jonathan Majors does in Creed 3. Because if he gets in that ring and I see Kang without a suit and he just got his titties out, I will have a beef for next episode.
All right. Good episode, guys. Good Marvel talk. Hey, shout out to Tyrek, man. You the Marvel guy.
Tyrek went crazy.
Yeah. We coming to you for all the Marvel shit now.
I had that on my chest for like 2 years.
Yeah, sure. What if I was about to say? Oh, I'm excited for 65. Yes, sir. Shout out to Adam Driver. Shout out to dinosaurs. It's better than space. More interesting than space.
That's only because you have a pet gecko. That's the only reason why you like dinosaurs, bro.
Oh, you make it sense. They are dinosaurs, technically. Well, a chicken is a dinosaur too. Chop was just special because he's in school right now.
Chop a chicken.
I'm still here.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Chicken.
I was talking to my advisor while talking to y'all.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So, who next?
Donuts.
Oh yeah, I want to say shout out to BT too.
Yeah, it's like well, all dynasties come to an end. So within like the next 2 years, if Marvel doesn't bounce back from this, then might be all over, and DC might have a chance. It's a damn shame what's happening, but it is what it is. But other than that, yeah, enjoyed the podcast. It's been John, your man them from London.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for having me on again.
Oi.
Yeah, tings in them.
Tings and them.
F words and spotted dicks in them.
Meal deals. You get me?
Is that a real thing?
What, meal deals?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I thought Alex was joking for the last 3 years. I didn't know that was real.
What's a meal deal?
You go to you go to a supermarket and they do like a meal deal, so you can get a sandwich, like a bottle of Coke and thing. It's like basically a meal deal for the day, isn't it?
So it's basically Lunchables but for adults.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I thought he was just fucking around. Okay.
All right, Tyrek, your turn.
Oh, well, good podcast. Yeah, this Marvel shit has been pissing me off for 2 years, and I'm glad people are starting to wake up to this shit. But good podcast, and I guess we'll do one couple weeks.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
we seen
probably
cocaine.
this
Y'all
should
seen
be the last one till March.
Movie Boys plus Associate is we're all gonna see Cocaine Bear. I don't know if
That's solid.
Shout out to E-Rock, wherever he's at.
Fuck you, Rock.
See,
Hey,
I
one
tried
time.
to
Where you at?
be nice.
Here.
Give it outro.
Yeah, man, good pod this week. Nice talking to y'all about the status of the MCU, Ant-Man. Next week, or not next week, next month. No, it is next week. I'm seeing Creed 3 next week. And then the Demon Slayer movie. So that's my next watches coming up. But yeah, shout out to y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The music. Bing, 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 bing.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Peace
Damn,
out.
y'all niggas ain't gonna shout y'all accounts and shit out, like y'all social medias.
I
Yeah,
mean,
y'all go ahead.
I ain't doing that. Y'all know
I
the
ain't got
fuck.
any.
I thought y'all don't. I thought y'all do that.
Oh no, I don't have any fucking thing to promote.
Yeah, neither do I.
Price Horizon, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, be a shop on Instagram 2_. There you go.
Hold on, say that again. Your list kind of hit up. Go say it again.
All right. I'll buy no fucking bonobo.
Oh yeah. Fuck Dwayne. There you go.
Fuck LeBron
Fire.
too.
Dwayne lame as hell for not popping out
Alright.
on Mardi Gras. Badass.
Oh, everyone in chat, stay blessed. Have a nice day. Yeah. Good
All right,
vibes.
y'all. Shout out to the chat.
And Lakers stink wizard. There you go.
Fuck LeBron.
We out.
Oh my God. Jesus.